Hello, everyone. Welcome to Masters of Parkour 2017 finals. Today, we're going to show you 10 amazing teams, all of the finalists that made to the top of the contest, and I hope you will enjoy what we've prepared for you. So today, I'm joined by two very helpful friends. I'm joined by Nick, who is the leader of the Flying Parkourists and who helped a lot in the organization of the event. And he is also one of the judges of the event. I'm also joined today by Ben, who helped with the organization of the Parkour Survival Challenge, and who is also a well-known, very skillful person, I'm sorry, compared to me. So I had one thing to add before we actually begin the competition. You probably saw a lot of drama on the forum. You probably saw a lot of stuff happening in the comments. Top 10 teams of the finals will remain in place. Nobody is going to be replaced. But we, as the judges, have to apologize for not including a few teams into the consolation prizes. On Monday, 3 additional teams will be added to the consolation prizes, as we deem them very worthy of being there and very skilled and impressive in a way we cannot hide. One additional confirmation is that if your team somehow broke the rules of the game, of the contest, you will not be added to all 3 of these teams. Okay? So this out of the way, Ben, I'm handing the mic to you and tell us what's going to happen next.
Well, thank you, Sergey. Hi, guys. My name is Ben. I'm also joined by Nick. Hey, Nick.
Hi.
And today, the format of the tournament is going to be relatively simple. Very similar to the 2016 Masters of Parkour. We have a bunch of teams, and they're each going to perform certain tricks, and they're going to be timed, and they're going to be judged. And we, today, will be the judges. And yeah, let's take a look at the first team.
So the first team named themselves Apollo. They actually have an explanation why, but let's skip that. They consist of stanzhang. I'm sorry if I pronounce anything wrong. Emrakul, Sensei, and govenier. One of them couldn't come, apparently. Or at least he's not in the first trick. But they seem to be ready, so I guess there's nothing left to do, so we should be able to start really soon with the first team. Okay.
I believe the majority of this team, I believe this is one of the Fight and Flight teams, is it not?
Yes, it is.
I don't remember which number, but Fight and Flight, as I'm sure you all know, is one of the best parkour clubs in the entire Tanki world. And I am I believe they have 2 teams that made it to the finals, and I'll be very interested to see how they do.
Well, I would definitely consider them one of those teams that have a high possibility of winning today. We will see, though. The competition is pretty hard. So Ben, did you manage to join the battle yet?
Momentarily.
Okay. I guess Sergey, you are in as well, so.
Yep, I'm here, and I'm going to be the silent voice behind the screen.
That's amazing. So let's wait for Ben to join, and then we can start.
Oh, looks like my browser is about to crash. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, take your time. So, let's
Nick,
yeah, tell me what you want.
Well, you tell me. You probably was this first debut in such a big competition as a judge. So tell me, how does it feel to be hated by everyone?
Well, it's a feeling I'm not proud to say, but I'm kind of used to already. Which, yeah, unfortunately. I mean, the hate is a negative part of it. Definitely a big part of it, though. But it was fun anyway, with the hate or without it. It was like loads of fun to judge this, and I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to do so. And I guess in the end we did a pretty good judgment of all the teams, no matter what they say.
I think everyone has their own bias.
Yeah, sure.
I'm currently reading what they wrote. We actually gave a quick questionnaire to the teams, having like, can you give us please some information about your team so we can read what the first team wrote. You might wonder why did we name ourselves Apollo even though we aren't doing tricks in space. Obviously, since space isn't allowed. Okay, let's move on. Well, in our Masters of Parkour video, we had the last trick we dubbed it the launch pad. Interesting.
The launch pad, interesting.
Yeah, the trick looked really like a space rocket launching from a launch pad. Agree, you remember the video. The jumper went straight up and corrected himself when he landed. Yep. So that's why they are named Apollo. That's interesting. Some of the other names are a bit weird, I would say, but it's up to them how they want to name themselves. So. Then how's your joining?
It looks like it's loading.
Fair enough.
Unable to get into the battle.
Okay, we have a spectator in the game, so the broadcaster is in. He just informed us. That's nice. Unfortunately, there's some server instability going on.
Okay, we're all set, or I'm all set.
Oh, that's amazing. Or so
Awesome.
are we. I guess we can start then. That's up to our broadcaster, though.
So, Nick, can you please explain to the good people on the internet how all of today will happen and how the teams will perform each trick and how they will be judged?
So, all the teams have 5 minutes to perform the trick. We gave them the goal already. 2 goals, actually. There will be 3 tricks. We gave them 2 already, so 2 houses to conquer. And the last ones, you guys, the viewers, will be able to pick. So how it will all go? We will measure the time, so how fast they do it. We will measure the amount of attempts. And we will also measure the creativity and the style. So we have 25 points that go for time, 25 points for attempts, and 25 points for each of the judges, which is 75 points altogether for style.
Okay, so tell me, 25 seems like a very standard point of number of points to judge. Why 25?
Oh, I have no idea, really. It's like, I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, I believe that's a precedent that we set in 2016 MOP, where the judges each graded on a 25-point scale, I believe, if my memory serves correctly.
Yes, so Ben, maybe you can tell why 25.
Well, I think that it's a good number that we can sort of, it's large enough that we can distinguish between a team that was slightly better than another team, but at the same time, it's not so big that we don't have huge discrepancies in points. The lower the better in terms of understanding. It looks like we're almost ready to get the trick started. Is that so?
Okay, so yeah, Fabi, just start with the countdown. Okay, go. So from now on, the team has 5 minutes to perform the trick. Let's see how they will do.
Interesting. So it looks like stanzhang will be the jumper.
Yes, emrakul will help him, and they will start from the side. That's an interesting maneuver. We will see later how other teams will decide to do it, because there's quite a few possibilities in this map to actually come on this specific house.
So it looks like it's going to be a simple lift trick where govenier is going to push the helper up, emrakul, and then Stans will drive off the top as emrakul shoots and get him onto the house.
Well, relatively simple, that is. It's not that easy.
Ooh, I like that. I like that difference, actually.
Oh, but they didn't make it.
Yeah, he instead of lifting emrakul to create a ramp, he actually just lifted stanz, which is possible. I believe stanz has M1 fully micro upgraded wasp, which really helps him. He has very little weight, and as a result, he's able to sort of get that lift pretty easily, and is able to use that M4 Thunder, or almost M4 Thunder, to push him almost all the way up onto the house.
Indeed. Let's see. So the first attempt failed. The second, emrakul didn't shoot.
Uh-oh. It's possible that emrakul has just lagged out. It's hard for me to tell right now, but I really hope that didn't happen.
We'll see. He isn't moving, so that's a bad sign. Yep, he lagged out.
Uh-oh.
So now Stan and
That's not a great way to start. Although it looked like Sensei was here. I believe that's the fourth member of their team. So potentially, if they can move quickly, they'll still be able to get this off.
Yes, let's stop the timer.
Okay, so the timer is stopped currently, since it is due to instability of the servers, not really their own fault.
Yeah.
So, for everyone on the stream, today is a very popular day. It's Saturday, things can get heated, but if things like this happen, we will stop the timer, and it's gonna be fair. Nobody's gonna be judged because you logged out, okay? One thing I want to add is please do not abuse this. Let's make this fair as well for the competition.
So Sensei apparently cannot join the battle. That's what the other team members said.
Hopefully emrakul can get back into the battle pretty quickly.
Of course, otherwise this won't go as planned.
Yeah. I have other stuff to do today.
Oh, do you? Who would have thought? I thought you're a no-lifer.
No, I live in America. It's 1:20 in the afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually
for me, everything's dark. I have nothing better to do. Plenty of time, yay.
Yeah.
Ben, and I thought I was your life and all of your time. What happened?
Well, you are, Sergey. I think of you every minute of every day.
That's good, that's good. Let's keep it like that. Let's keep it like that.
Sounds good.
I don't want to be rude, but this kind of confirms the homosexual theory about Guy that about Sergey, that some of the players...
Well, thank you for this. Thank you for this bit.
So no problem. I just had to point it out. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings.
It's not something to be ashamed about.
Of course.
Hopefully emrakul can get back in quickly. I would really hate to waste the time of all the other teams.
Well, I hope that all of the other teams have plenty of time to do this, otherwise they might get in a bit of issues if like one of the team members cannot come.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about maybe can we somehow organize the second team already and move and return to these guys after that?
That's actually a nice idea. Do you think, Torben, we can set that up where we have the second team starts right now and then we come back to this team?
Torben's muted.
Okay, we will try.
Okay, second team is ready. We'll get invited. And then hopefully.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yeah, okay, we will now move to the second team. And don't worry. If any problems appear, we will move to the next team and we will get to the original team after the next trick.
Torben, please explain it to them on Skype as well so that they will know in case some of them don't. Maybe they... So, anyway, new map. Hopefully this one will work.
Although I did like the approach to this one. It was a very creative trick. It's something... You have to have a very specific type of equipment. You really need to have M1 or a very light wasp in order for this type of trick to work, but it's actually really cool, and there are a lot of variations that I like. They're including some of the ricochet bouncing effect instead of a twins, There's some really cool ways to pull off this type of trick.
Ooh, having issues with joining the battle. Did anyone have some more luck than me, maybe? Okay, I'm in.
I don't know what leg are you talking about. It's the perfect day. Everything is fine.
I need an invite.
It's triple founds and we are spending our time here.
Oh,
Damn.
Nick, you're an admin. What are you talking about?
Am I though? I'm not.
Oh,
No,
you're
not
an
anymore.
ex-admin.
Fair enough. So the next team we have is GTT, German Tanki Tutorials. One of their team, I think only one of them actually managed to win. They had a couple more entries, if I'm not wrong. So this team consists of Adiela, previously known as I.Legend.I. He was an event helper and he was in TFP as well, but in GTT now, no hate for that. Then we have QTR, don't know much about him. Skull, I don't know. And Spy. Spy is actually, I think he scored second in the solo tournament that was hosted this year in the Russian community.
So Spy actually has a major history of esports. And he's also, I believe, a YouTuber, a pretty popular YouTuber. He used to be in Penguins, which was actually the clan that I was the leader of. And he is now, I believe, in VVhy, which is one of the top Russian clans, if not the best Russian clan. And then, of course, he also came in second place in that MOS solo tournament. So yeah, he's quite a solid player.
He was also an esports reporter, as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, we can't, Fabi. One of our judges didn't manage to join yet.
I need an invite.
Ben, wait, I will add you in. I hope. But just send the link to yourself in chat. That works. Torben, it's fine. So yeah, technical difficulties. We're very sorry about that. Not much we can do about it.
Yeah, jokes aside, our programmers are working on the game. It's known. Unfortunately, the last update did not solve completely the problem of the lags and overload on the servers, but it's gonna be addressed. Don't worry, it will only take time. And as an official person representing the company, I can only say that we're listening and the programmers are listening to me. Everything's gonna be fine, I hope, this week.
Hopefully as soon as possible.
All that, exactly.
Yeah. Me? Of course. So what they are preparing is something a bit different from the previous team. So you can they already see Fabi? Okay, so apparently you can already see what's going on. The Wasp will drive from behind, drive on Adiela, then QTR. They will both shoot, hopefully gain a lot of height, and then Spy's there for just a bit of an extra height. Hopefully they will manage to land on the house. One of their team members seems to have a bit of some issues there. He left, he got an error apparently. Let me see if they wrote anything interesting in the questionnaire. Adiela, winner of Masters of Parkour 2016 and Parkour Survival. A pretty good. Oh, he actually won Masters of Parkour together with me. I should have known that. I should have known that. Okay. I apologize.
Our judges are very professional.
Of course, we are professionals, please. Fabi, do not do anything. Thanks. Anyway, if you guys do not know, Fabian is our broadcaster today, and Torben is the guy that's organizing all the battles. So if we address, yeah, I will. If we address some issues to them, that's done. Then we also have Robbie with us. He is just in case a reserve broadcaster, in case Fabi gets some issues. Anyway, all of them are ready.
Except for me, because I still need an invite.
I invited you. Ben, come on.
I got it, and then it didn't work.
Okay. So we're waiting for Ben, and then we can start. By the way, you guys might notice that 2 of the guys are in the blue team, and 2 of them are in the red team. Hammers are in the blue team, just so that their auto aim gives them a higher chance of hitting the wasp, while Magnum has no auto aim whatsoever, so they just put him in the red team, so he doesn't make any damage to the wasp, which is good. Otherwise the wasp could have died from too many damage there. So smart thinking from that team. They are saying they are ready. Is Ben ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so I guess we are all ready.
All right.
And go.
This looks like a pretty basic trick. They have an elongated ramp and a bunch of guys to shoot him. And it looks like
they made it.
Makes it up.
In case he doesn't... Okay, they made it first try.
Well done.
So
that was a nice trick. Not the flashiest of tricks, not the most fancy, but it worked very well. And it's very fast, so that I believe they get all the points for time.
They do get all the points for time and all the points for attempts.
And while it wasn't the most interesting in terms of creativity, I do think it was a nice trick. And I'd probably give that about 16 or 17.
It looks decent. Yeah, I agree with your score. I would go a bit lower because I think there's still some reserve for them. So I will give them a 15 for now. Let's wait for Sergey.
So me being the very knowledgeable at parkour, I will give... I will give the best score I think they deserve as the first, the quickest, and the most errorless.
Okay, first, quickest, and the most errorless. That's a nice way to put it. So in total, they got 99 points for the first trick. Let's move on to the next map now.
Not bad at all.
Or should we go back to the first team?
I say we go back to the first team if we are ready. It would be fair for them to get a second chance.
Let's see if they're prepared, and if they aren't, then we will. Looks like we would have to create a new battle. So why don't we go to the third team?
It's not. No, it's not. So the map that's interesting. Anyway, yes, please invite us to the new map. In case.
Let's do third team.
First team, if you have it.
Okay, first team.
In the meanwhile, I guess since we are all on Discord.
Okay, so the first trick, bam. Since people like your voice the most, let's hear your thoughts about the trick.
Well, here's what I will say. Having been in TFP for a while, I'm really jealous of any trick that's successful in the first attempt. It is.
Wait, that's rude.
In what way?
Well, we did succeed in first try a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like the vlog challenge. Remember that?
Which vlog challenge?
There was a
the skyscrapers
There
one.
was a skyscrapers vlog challenge. I believe the only two EN teams that successfully did it were TFP and FNF, and each of us took at least 6 hours to complete it.
Well, it took us a while, but the trick was complicated.
Well, yes, it was. And actually, timing is especially important in this tournament, of course, because there's a time score. And the key for timing is, or for this type of tournament, is to come up with tricks that you can reset up very easily. So come up with tricks where there are not a lot of moving parts. It's hard for people to get flipped. So, for example, in the trick that they just did, to the Adiela and Spy and QTR were the three helpers, and they were all able to stay up. So if they had missed on the first attempt, they would have still been able. They would have had to wait for the jumper to get back to the spot. The other thing. Group 3 is ready?
Yes. Group 1
so let's
is
do
in
group 3.
Okay, thanks.
And Team 3 is called Cowgirls.
Cowgirls. Oh, that's the second FNF team.
Introduce us to Cowgirls.
Well, wait a second. I'll first try joining the map because that requires a bit more time.
So the 4 members of Cowgirls are williew, Stary933, SwiftSmoky, who's pretty famous among the parkour community, and SkIlL-PaVlIToS. These 4, I believe, are all in FNF. And from what I know...
No, williew isn't.
williew is not, but everyone else, I believe, is. Stary, I believe, is an ex-FNF member. But they are all friends of the club. And all of them have a large amount of experience with parkour. So I'm really excited to see what they're able to do. I believe Stary and SwiftSmoky competed in the German parkour tournament in space mode that ended relatively recently and came in second place, even though it was a 4-person team, and they only had 2 people on their team. Yes,
that's true. They came in second or third.
I believe second place.
Yeah, I think second as well. I'm not completely sure though. They did well. They did really well. Especially
they had some very nice creative tricks. So I'm really excited to see what they're able to pull off here because, well, hopefully they'll have some more creative stuff to do. And I believe actually SwiftSmoky's team in 2016 MOP came in second or third place.
Second.
I believe second place.
Second, yes. And williew, I would like to give a word to him as well. He's actually the person that started and was the leader of TFP for, I think, 1.5, maybe 2 years. Not completely sure, but
very old player.
Did a good job.
He started it with Giangrio, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So many years ago, 4 years.
So many years ago, they actually started to make the player-made vlogs from Archangel Ilya, in case some of you remember him, to make those player-made vlogs more interesting. But then they came up with a complete club, became official and all of that stuff. So yes, amazing job they did. Absolutely. Well, so did Swift. I need to mention that as well. Swift is the starter and leader of FNF.
Swift and Derek's have been incredibly innovative in the parkour world, and
okay, we can already see them. That's what our broadcaster said.
And I'm in the battle. I'm all set.
Okay, great. So we are all ready.
Okay.
Yes, let's wait for
SkIlL-PaVlIToS. I would be interested to know where he got his name from.
I have no idea. Maybe it's written in the.
And as you observed before,
yes.
Nick, they're all on red team, which I believe, if I were to guess, I would say that this is going to be a SkIlL-PaVlIToS is going to be using railgun, and he's going to shoot the 3 thunder wasps. And oh, I'm right. And they're all going to lift up, and then they're going to drive backwards, and Stere will get onto the roof. But that didn't work because Swift did not get up.
We didn't start anyway.
Yeah, I think they're just practicing right now.
Okay, go. So we gave them the go command. Now we're waiting for them since they continued practicing. Okay.
And nope, didn't fully work.
So first attempt failed, unfortunately.
Luckily for them, though, Swift is able to unflip himself, but he's going to need to use that health kit in order to stay alive. Second try, though.
Well, here they can all be in the same team since skill, like auto-aim from the railgun, isn't that important. He will hit anyway. Second attempt failed.
Looked like williew did not time his shot very well. And Swift struggling to get back up using those precious drugs that using those supplies that he doesn't have very many of.
They definitely do have enough of forwards momentum. They are just missing the height. Third attempt failed. Okay, our broadcaster got kicked out of the battle. Did you stop the timer? Okay.
Okay, we will have a small pause while Fabian gets back. So what I wanted to ask is, I keep hearing from a lot of parkour leaders how important luck and the number of attempts is for the show of skill. I mean, Ben especially, what do you think? Is it about the luck, the skill, or perseverance through multiple attempts to make a cool video, cool edit?
So in terms of creating montages, I think the thing that people are looking for the most is creativity and creative tricks, interesting tricks that no one has ever done before, or twists on tricks that no one has ever tried before. And those are very hard to pull off, which is why I believe there are so few prominent parkour clubs, only a few parkour clubs. In addition, I think a lot of it is time. You have to have a lot of members who are skilled and have the time to come. That skyscrapers video that we talked about from the vlog that FNF and TFP did probably a year ago almost.
Less.
That maybe less. Yeah, you're right. Time flies when you're having fun. It took a lot of time.
Okay, so Fabi,
it's a little bit of everything.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Ben, thank you.
Fabi, countdown. Go. So timer continues from where they stopped before. So do attempts. This is the fourth one.
And it looks like SwiftSmoky is not getting up on top of williew. And that's going to be problematic if it keeps happening.
It might be due to the M1, well, M2 fully upgraded Wasp, I guess, since he doesn't have enough of speed to get on williew.
Perhaps.
Considering that he needs to get Stere on him as well. Let's see. How much do we have on the timer, Fabi? Okay, 2 minutes left for them to continue. I mean, to finish this trick. Let's see, this looks... no.
Almost.
It looked pretty good.
The key for them is going to be making sure that thunder splash hits as close to them as possible. the goal, of course, is to get the jumper as high as possible, and they've been lacking height at this point. So they need that that little extra. That timing is key to get that thunder shot to land exactly where it's needed.
I'm not a professional, I would say, but I think
Definitely.
that with Magnum, this would be easier.
Well, Magnum does have much greater splash, but it also has higher self-damage, and it's also a little harder to control. However, I think it probably would work with just 2 Wasp M1s in Magnum.
And SkIlL-PaVlIToS is out.
And
We will pause the timer.
yep.
I hope they are not just abusing it though, and that they legit lagged out.
Yeah.
Okay, he lagged out. Oh, now they have 2 minutes left. Before they were 2 minutes in. Okay, my apologies. So they still have 2 minutes left to do it.
I would say the last attempt was pretty close. I would say that they are definitely close to actually pulling it off. So, Nick, give us your take.
Well, I will rather I don't know. Legit, the trick is good. The trick,
To me, they look a little nervous. It looks to me like they're almost like they're a little anxious, and they're hurrying and they're rushing it, and they're not able to get the trick done as a result. And if they took a little more time, took a deep breath, and this is of course something that's true not just in competition, but in everyday parkour. It's really important that you're able to sort of just focus and relax, and it helps a lot.
I agree with that. I also think that one thing that it could be different, I mean, that could help them. Oh, look, they are having Magnums now. Somebody is listening to the stream. You can thank me later, no problem. Anyway, they are not on voice communication. You can see that because they are typing in the chat. Voice communication by parkour, at least to me, is very, very important. The coordination is much, much easier if all the players are speaking. So maybe that's a bit of an issue for them right now. I do not know. But definitely stress is a big factor right now.
I would personally say that joining Tanki was my first time appearing on any live streams whatsoever. So I would say doing anything live that a lot of people are watching is putting a lot of stress on you, even if you are the most cool person in the world. It's just basic human psyche. So give them a bit of a slack just because this is live and they know all of you are watching.
Tarban is maybe the next team ready because one of their members still apparently isn't able to join. Or the first team. We're still waiting. Okay, so let's go to the first team. Apparently they are ready. And then we can come back to this team, I guess. Yes, this definitely will be a long stream. I don't think anyone expected so many issues today, but what can we do about it? Nothing.
Okay, so we're waiting for the SkIlL-PaVlIToS, and I would personally think good luck to the guys, because I know Swift from working with him on the Unban on Survival Parkour Challenge, and he's a very, very good professional. So I would say to him that he also deserves to show off how good he is at parkour.
Speaking of parkour survival,
okay,
do you have any idea when it's gonna happen again? If it will happen again?
Speaking of parkour survival, yes. We have a lot of more ideas about 2018, how to create more contests, because Masters of Parkour is once a year. Some people get a bit grumpy about not getting to the finals. So we have a couple of ideas in the works, but they will happen closer to April. So let's wait for January, and I hope to share them with you later.
Sounds good. Can't wait.
So we are waiting for the next attempt, or are we switching to the next battle?
We are switching to the next battle. Didn't you get invited?
Can you please give me an invite again?
Tarban will do that while I will keep inviting Ben, I guess.
No, I'm in.
Oh, he's in. Nice to know. Okay, Tarban's friend list doesn't open. Oh, they are making... They actually did it right now. It's like they are just preparing, but still, they did it even though he landed flipped and self-destructed while trying to unflip him. It was close though, so I think they can succeed with this exact trick. It looks cool, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a nice looking trick. The key, of course, is the jumper's ability to shoot at the perfect time, because as he's flipping, he needs the thunder to push him a little bit up and a little bit towards the building, and then the magnum from Emrakul will be able to help him out.
Okay, so are we all in?
I'm almost
there. Fab is in. Okay, waiting for
I'm all set.
Do you maybe happen to know how many attempts they had?
It looks to me like they have already had 2, 3, I believe.
Yes, I think it was 3 until now, and then they lagged out, so we do not count that attempt.
Okay, I'm in the battle.
Okay, we are all set. I will tell them to...
And it looks like they're getting a lot of height on these attempts, so...
Okay. So, can we start, Fabi?
Go.
Okay, so they started. They didn't actually. Okay, now they did.
There we go. And now Emrakul gets up.
Okay, the time Fabi just said it will be added later, so we currently started from the beginning, and we know how much it was. This is their 4th attempt. Hopefully they will be successful. I wish them all
I like
the
this
best.
trick a lot. It's a very creative trick.
So do I. Oh, look at this! Look at no! He's flipped! No, he's
and
not.
He's
yeah,
unable to right himself. He better get down quickly, though. That timer is still running.
Well, he can just self-destruct. It's the fastest way to do it.
That was still a very close call.
Yeah,
I agree.
You know, you were talking about luck earlier, Sergey, that there's a lot of luck involved in how your tank moves in those little moments. Sometimes you can get flipped, and then you won't. You'll get on flipped, and you won't get the trick right again for another 20 attempts. So it can be really tough.
Yeah.
Here's their 5th attempt.
Oh.
And it looks good.
They made it.
And he is up.
Nice.
So the 5th attempt.
I really like that trick.
So do I. So Team Apollo just made it. Congratulations for that.
On their 5th attempt.
Scoring.
Okay, like so Ben, Nick, what do you give it? Because I'm totally not gonna follow you up.
Well, I personally liked it more than the previous trick. I thought it was more creative. While the distance was not as far, I do think it was quite a nice trick, and I would say it deserves a 20.
I will still stick to a bit lower score than yours. I don't know why. I just think they could have gone a bit further with the trick, or maybe a bit further with making a better trick for this. So I will give them an 18. It definitely was a very good attempt, though. A very nice trick.
Okay, so I think they persevered, they made it happen, and I think I will go very daring and give them 19.
Okay, so you just chose the score between ours and yours. I mean, and Ben's. That's nice. Nice. Anyway, the complete score, if you will enter it, maybe. Okay, so the complete score is 76, which makes them currently second place out of 2. Oh, oops, sorry, my mistake. They are how
However,
many
there are plenty more tricks, so
of
they
course,
still have plenty of time to.
They have 2 more tricks to compensate for that lost. Do we have a new map though, Torben? Okay, is maybe the team Cowgirls ready? Okay, so wait, I have a link to that battle. I guess I'll try to find them. Hopefully.
Do we have perhaps another link for another team?
Torben is searching, okay. So what is the next team anyway? Oh, Russian Power.
Oh, the Russians. Tell me more about the Russians.
Did he maybe change it? Check it. Okay.
Y off kvjdkrgsdk.
That's exactly how you pronounce that.
KRGSDK.
Ben, I'm sorry. I didn't hear about the last name. Can you please repeat it for me again?
So the team names, the player names are Y off Ms.Drakon and kvjdkrgsdk.
Thank you. That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You want me to?
No, sure. Yeah, that's a perfect pronunciation, and I know Russian. It's okay. It's exactly like this in Russian.
Thank you.
Apparently, one of them changed nickname though, so I mean, I'm still waiting to see the battle. Torben.
So subtle, Nick. So subtle.
Well, did you invite me to the correct battle, Torben? The battle is empty. Okay, they are okay. Just join the arena. Sounds great to me. So let's wait until we join then. Fair enough, Torben.
Okay. Whoa.
So what Fabi just said, which you didn't hear anyway, but he spoke in German, is well, it's nothing that you should be interested about anyway.
Could I get another invite, please?
Post the link to your chat to yourself in chat. It's easiest. Just copy it as soon as you get an invite.
I'm scared that I will write my name wrong, and then.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Because I'm not on Ben. I'm on an esports account.
Okay.
I'm not in yet. What did I move? And I don't know. Fabi has some issues by himself. Okay, I mean as well. Nobody changed nickname, so we're still stuck with off Ms.Drakon, kvjdkrgsdk, and Y.
I like this setup. This is actually pretty interesting. So it looks like they have 2 M1 Wasp jumpers and 2 Dictator Hammer.
No kick. Okay, so players can see what's going on inside the battle. We heard.
It looks like they're going to do 2 jumps.
I'm doing the best. Re-login. Please give me like 10 seconds, and I'm going to be back in.
Are there any rules on having 2 jumpers?
There are no rules on having 2 jumpers. I just am not sure how we will count the attempts.
Well, I believe there are 2 ways they're going to do it. Either they're going to do them consecutively, or they're going to do them at the same time. If they do them together, then I think both jumpers have to get on in order for the attempt to count. But if one side does it, then the other side does it, which I think is more likely. Then just one jumper has to get on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, so all are here. I guess, Fabio, you can start with the countdown. Go. So, they are about to start. Oh, one of them.
Uh-oh, one of their wasps fell off. It looks like they're doing them consecutively. And
Probably just because one of them fell off, but
Ms.Drakon is on already, so it's the first attempt.
So I would count that as first attempt, even though the second team didn't make it, and we just scored the team that did make it. Is that fair enough?
It is. However, I'm going to subtract points from their score, a few points, because instead of having like one creative trick, they have two tricks at the same time, which makes it like 2 times easier for them to get on. I think it's a slight cop-out from the sort of the goal of the tournament.
I agree, and also the trick itself was nothing special, in my opinion at least.
A simple two-person mind jump. Yeah, it's
yeah. So
Okay,
they do get the attempt score though, but I'm gonna have to give them, I'd say, probably a 10.
I wouldn't go for a 10 if we consider the other scores. I would go even lower, honestly. So you can go for a 10. I'm going for 8 right now.
So I honestly wanted to give them 9. So now you're making me look good.
Okay, great.
I still think they made the trick, and yeah, I understand. I also agree with Ben that having 2 jumpers it's not especially sportsmanship. So I will also give them, let's say it's gonna be 8.
So that's interesting. It looks like the total score is actually the same as Team Apollo, which is the team with stanzhang, emrakul, Sensei, and govenier. And so they both teams got a 76. But Russian Power got a 76 with a very simple sort of a cop-out type of trick, whereas Apollo got a 76 with a low time score and many attempts and a nicer, more creative trick. So it's sort of 2 interesting strategies in terms of how to go about trying to win this this tournament.
Well, you can go easily and just depend on the time and attempt score. Or you can do a nice, complicated trick, and then just hope you make it in first or second attempt.
Yeah,
Torben, do we happen to have another link? Okay. The next team, the team name, 10 out of 10 for creativity. Okay, not really. I know that team personally. Doesn't affect the judgment, by the way, don't worry. And the name is just like, I went to them and I was like, are you serious? And they were like, yeah. So their team name, Germany is my city, 63. Congratulations for that. You're getting minus points for that.
So apparently it does affect their score, but in a negative way.
Well, let's not comment that too much. So the team does consist of Yox99, Feelings, O.Whito, and SKILL.NooB. 3 of them are event helpers, or Max is actually, I forgot the name.
Broadcaster.
And broadcaster. They'll have the better.
Could I have an invite to the battle?
I don't know. Torben. Okay, we don't have the link to the battle yet, so. Okay.
So Ben, I actually have a question for you. A lot of teams are actually watching the stream right now. They maybe see how people do the tricks. What do you think? Will they actually change what they're gonna do for their own trick, looking at, let's see, this double trick and how easy it was to pull off, and they still got so many points. What's your take on what's going to change for the strategies?
Well, first of all, I think getting a 76 out of 125 total possible points is not really what teams are looking for. I'd say they probably want to score closer to 100 if they want a good score. So what I think the teams should take away from it is try to come up with some tricks that are pretty creative, but that they can set up again easily, and ideally pretty creative that they can do pretty quickly, pretty easily. Because of course the attempt score plays a pretty major role in the score that they get. So getting the first or second attempt to land is really important. The other thing I think the team should really think about is at the beginning when they're preparing, they should all be relaxed and take a breath. The time score doesn't affect the score nearly as much as the attempt score in the first couple tries. So if they can maybe take an extra 5 seconds for the first 2 attempts, but they do them better and they succeed, then that'll be a big boost to their score. It's a lot about the thought process behind it, and not just about the parkour that you do.
Okay, thank you. So do we have any new battle ready?
Torben, is there a link?
Either from Germany is my city or Cowgirls. They still didn't finish. I invite them and invite us as well, please, Fabi. Oh, yeah, that works better. Or give us a link works as well.
Just
okay, wait. Do we have a link?
Second invite.
Yes, Robbie, please. Oh, no, never mind. I got an invite, so it's fine. It's only 2 of them, though. Apparently, only I.Fight and Yox99 managed to come to the finals, and the other 2 members couldn't. Which is a bit sad, because then the possibilities of how you will make the trick are much lower. You don't have much creativity to go with, because with only 2 players, it's hard.
Could I get a second invite, please?
Did they just leave, or do I not see them? Okay. I'm trying to join. I joined? Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, so after this, we can move to williew indeed.
Are Yox and I.Fight already? It looks like they are.
Yes, any of you needs a second invite, maybe? Ben? No. Okay.
I'm good.
It's fine with me.
I like the mine art that Yox is doing.
It's not that good. I mean, the numbers are completely...
I believe he's spelled heart 63, and then
yeah, and
smiling
then
emoji.
Below what he wanted to write is in German "Hab dich lieb," which means "I love you." Yeah, let's. Yeah, that refers to obviously Felrige. Also, the 63. This is his. How would I say? Basically, what he's known after is the 63. That's why the 63 in their name as well. He edited their videos and I think recorded all of them as well. So they want to show him some appreciation. I guess that's how you put it. Anyway, are we ready? All of us.
I'm all set.
Okay, I'm in the battle. I'm also ready.
Okay, so Fabi. Go. So the timer has started. They're doing the same as the other team was previously.
Although there's one difference, which is the jumper has Magnum and M3 Wasp as opposed to Thunder and M1 Wasp.
And
it
there
looks
are
like
only two.
It's
they
worked
made
the
it first
exact
try.
same.
Congratulations for that.
That was good.
Good for them. That was a nice trick. And by
Yeah.
nice trick, I mean that was a very boring trick, but they succeeded in the first attempt, which is more than I can say about many of the tricks I've attempted in my career.
They couldn't make much more out of two guys, though. I mean, okay, they could have gone a bit more creative, but it's only two guys, so...
I'm going to give them an 11 because it was the same trick as the previous team, except they didn't have a second group that was trying to get on, so they didn't really have that cop-out option.
I would agree to the 11 here as well. So.
I will give them actually 12 because I think they, while it's the same trick, they did it flawlessly, quick, fast, first attempt. I think they deserve a 12.
And here's the thing I will say is M1 Wasp flies a lot more easily than M3 Wasp. The weight makes a huge difference. That's why in this trick, Yox had to use Magnum instead of Thunder, as the previous team did. So it is a slightly more difficult trick, just because with Magnum you cannot correct yourself once you're up. And he landed perfectly. He did not land on his side. So that looks good.
Well, if he would land on his side with Magnum, he would have no possibility of unflipping. So, lucky for them, they did it first try. Anyway, do we have Cowgirls ready now? Maybe no, yes. Anything, Fabi, Torben?
So what do we do if all of the next teams continue to do the same trick, continue to nail it on the first attempt?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the teams who are watching are going to want to, because these tricks are not very interesting and they're not getting very high scores. The highest score we've gotten is a 99. We have not even broken 100 yet. I'm really hoping that a couple teams come out and show us some really good tricks, because we haven't seen very many yet, or very many that have been done successfully.
So what you're saying is you want some bold moves, bold tricks, and people aiming for over 100.
Well, I don't think you need an incredibly bold trick in order to get a 100 score, but I would not mind seeing some really creative tricks, because even if there's a really creative trick that succeeds on the 5th attempt, maybe they deserve a 23 or 24 from one of us, and that gives them... They lose some points on the attempt score and on the time score, but they get a large number of points from us. So I think it'll make up for it.
Okay, great. So who's going to be next? Are we returning to Cowgirls?
I think so. Okay, so Cowgirls still aren't in, so we will move to Fighters, which is, as far as I know, a German team. Okay, amazing. Let's see who are in. Let me just... I have two screens and it's still not enough. Damn. Anyway, Fighters, I.Fight, Traffic Morale, and Olymp. We are all from Germany and we are interested parkourists. In our free time we are doing parkour together and trying new special tricks. That's nice to know. Do we happen to have their battle ready already? Fabi, no, Torben, you'll need to take care of this.
I.Fight, Traffic, Morale, spelled with a 4 and a 3, and Olymp.
Wait, I need to refresh because my client bugged a bit. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem. Torben, check the chat, please, and take care of it if you have time, or get Momo or somebody.
Could I get a second invite, please?
I will need a second invite as well, since I bugged out.
Okay, I'm in.
Oh, you're fast. I'll
You know
try.
that about me.
Loading.
I'm always fast.
Of course.
And I believe I'm in now too.
That's what she said, right?
Hello.
So the setup looks sort of similar to the trick that Spy and his team did.
Yes,
yeah,
Tony.
we'll tell them. The GTT team had a setup that was kind of similar to what we're seeing here. A slight change in terms of the placement of the jumper in the trick, and it looks like the jumper, instead of going up a ramp, will just be on top of I.Fight, and we'll get a boost from traffic and morale. But relatively similar. I'd say if it's successful, it'll be a pretty nice trick. And yet again, we're seeing another Wasp M1 fully micro upgraded. So a lot of these teams are using that to their advantage, using the lack of weight to their advantage.
We finally managed to join. What's good with micro upgrades? What's good with micro upgrades is that even though you fully micro upgrade all the what's that called? Peripherals. No, that's wrong. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, so I apologize for all of my grammar mistakes and all of that. But basically, you get to upgrade, let's say, armor, speed, and all of that, but weight doesn't get upgraded. So that
in parkour mode only.
In parkour mode only, yes, but you are able to use that in your advantage a lot.
Okay, are we ready?
I am. Go! Nice. They are taking it slowly, apparently.
It looked to me on my screen like I.Fight, the hammer's shot did not hit.
And in my opinion, Olymp was a bit too slow.
Yeah, it looks like he drove a little bit too late, which is why I.Fight was unable to hit.
Probably, yes. I'm not quite sure though, because it happens so fast that it's hard to see.
And here we go. Second attempt. And that's better.
Much better.
I like that.
Okay, traffic didn't. Oh, his flip though. This doesn't count.
That looks like this trick looks like it's slightly overcompensated. And what I mean by that is they have too much firepower almost. The jumper landed at the back of the house, and I think one of the players missed.
Traffic didn't even shoot, I think, or missed. So yes, in case they did it so that in case something goes wrong, they can most likely still come in. It's a huge advantage for them though. Basically, they are making an easy trick and making it even, it's not that easy, but a fairly easy trick, and they are making it even easier by adding more players.
A smart decision on their part.
Well, yes, but I will definitely count that in my scoring. So the third attempt failed.
Yet again, I believe the hammer missed the jumper, and probably because Olymp yet again drove a little too late.
Indeed, that's correct. The other guys managed to hit it though. Morales' job actually is, in my opinion, harder than it looks, because from his position you can see almost nothing. And with railgun, you need to press space much before it shoots. So for him to hit, it's pretty hard. He's still successful at it though. The fourth attempt, will they make it? Yes. Okay,
and
they made it.
Up.
Well
done. On their fourth attempt.
So attempts 4. Fabi will enter the time, and we need to judge.
So congratulations to the fighters team, named after I.Fight, I'm sure.
I guess.
I like this trick. I think it was a slight improvement on the creativity or the setup of the second team that we saw, the German Tanki tutorials team. So I think I would give it a 17.
I will give them a 16. Just because they used way too much power to get on.
That's fair.
And I would actually give them 18 because I think that basically from watching it, they did a lot of moving parts, and it was the most good-looking trick so far, especially for me.
Yeah, it's a nice looking trick. I agree. So that sets their final score to 72, I believe. Mostly due to the fact that they had 4 attempts. Although
Yes.
that score may change. I'm not sure it's finalized.
No, it is actually.
It is. Okay.
You can compare it to, let's say, Team Apollo. The time was almost the same, so was the attempts number. Apollo's team got higher score, still the final score is close. I would put it that way. So do we have another battle, maybe either from Cowgirls or the next team? Nothing?
So Ben, from your explanation of the trick, if I understood you correctly, people can actually use too much firepower for a trick just to be safe.
Absolutely. I'll go back yet again to the example of a skyscraper's trick that we did, which is a very long jump and it's very difficult. There's so many moving parts that it's hard to make sure everyone does the correct thing at the same time. So typically what you do is you expect that, let's say, one person messes up on each attempt. And so you add an extra railgun or an extra support player in order to make up for that.
Ben, your microphone is a bit noisy, if you could check.
Okay, I will try to fix that. How does it sound now?
Much better.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, what we do need to point out is that, let's say, not for Masters of Parkour, but other tricks where you have 5, maybe 6, 7 players that are doing the actual trick. The more persons you have, the higher the chances that one of them will mess up. So sometimes adding a guy or two just to make sure that if somebody messes up, he saves it is something that is useful in certain tricks, at least.
Could I have an invite to the next map, please?
I don't have it either.
Also waiting for the invite.
Do we know what the next team is?
63 flying parkourists. Okay, they are joining apparently.
63 flying parkourists. That's interesting. A second 63 team?
Yes, so it's a second team from VVhy, basically a second team that he recorded and edited the video. That's why they added his number to the name, as far as I know. And the flying parkourists goes for the other part that a few of them are from TFP.
And what I will say, I need to make this shout out real quick. VVhy helped me and Swift and the other helpers on Parkour Survival so much. He was so helpful. He edited all of our videos and he did it quickly. And I don't know if you saw the videos, but they were really well done. So huge shout out to him. And I don't know if you guys saw the spectating in the videos that of the two teams with 63 in their names, but they're very quality videos, and you should watch them as well.
I agree. He makes very high quality content, and also his both editing and recording style and quality is, in my opinion, really good.
Could I get an invite, please?
Yes. He recently got accepted. Oh yeah, I'm in the battle as well. He recently got accepted to the Creative League, as far as I know, due to his work. So the players are all in. Yeah, Torben, I mean. The players are all in. We're just waiting for Ben. Is that right?
And I'm loading now.
Okay. So you can already see them. The members of this team are Hate, Jan, Spirit, and Intellect. I think 3 of them are German. Even though, yeah, it's a quite irrelevant thing. But still, wanted to point it out. Let's see if they wrote anything interesting in their description.
So Ben, speaking of parkour survival challenge, I got to work with you and Swift on the final parts of it, and it took us a little more than 8 weeks to finish the challenge. How do you think the teams made it to the end when it got real hard? How many?
I believe there were a total of 5 teams that finished. Perhaps it was I believe it was 7 teams that finished, and earned the right to keep the sky paint. And
were you happy? I'm sorry for interrupting. Were you happy with the final difficulty?
I was actually very surprised at how well the teams, how much time and effort and creativity the teams showed. They got to the finals. There were some really difficult tricks in there, and those 7 teams and many of the other teams as well really impressed me. And so I was not expecting as many winners as we had, but they all deserved it. I mean, they all did fantastic jobs, and I was really happy with the result.
Much thanks for that. Anyway, can we start with this team? So the timer has started. They are taking a different approach than all of the others.
Interesting.
I'm interested how that will go.
2 railguns, 1 jumper, and
so okay, yeah, the railguns will shoot from below, while Spirit will bring Intellect over them. This should work. It's a pretty safe trick.
That looks nice.
Oh,
and just short.
Oh, that was very close. I think, I'm not sure though, but Spirit could have missed. I'm not completely sure.
Perhaps I was not at a good angle. This is a slightly more difficult trick just because of the railguns. The timing of the railguns can be difficult, and in addition, sometimes mines do not blow up correctly, and so that can be problematic because when a mine doesn't work, it can mess up the entire attempt.
That's definitely true. It happened a lot of times.
Here's the second attempt. Railguns look good.
No, even worse.
Perhaps the railguns shot a little bit too early.
Too early, I think, yes. Cutting off his speed with that.
Yeah, no, the key here is going to be that the railguns need to give height and nothing more. They're angled a little bit away from where the jumper wants to go, so they have to time it perfectly in order to make sure that the jumper does not get knocked back as he just did. And they got to be careful. Hate was just pushed off his line.
The railguns need to hit Intellect, so the jumpers around middle part-ish, approximately. If they hit his front part, he will gain some more height, but the distance will be cut off by a lot. And that's what I guess happened in the previous attempt.
This is definitely one of the more difficult tricks that we've seen attempted thus far. Especially, well, I will say this, the planning of this trick may not have been the best because, as you can see, it's pretty difficult for these players to get back in position, and messing up on the timing of a railgun shot is not hard to do. Here's the third attempt.
No. Oh, what just happened? I'm not sure.
It was a bad mine, I believe, and so Spirit wanted to blow it up. Could be. Well, it wasn't exactly a bad mine, but the railguns were a little bit off to the side because Hate had been pushed over. So they laid a new mine in order to line it up there.
Well, the mine placement matters a lot because one of them shot too early again.
I believe Hate shot a little too early.
Yes. Their third attempt failed. How much time do we have left, Fabi? Okay, so we have around 2 minutes left. Hopefully they will be able to make it in that time. Otherwise, we will move to the next team. Forgot this. My bad. We have just 2 more teams left. So Cowgirls, which we were spectating before already, and the Dutch Flyers. 2 other teams that won could not make it today. Oh, they made it.
They made it. Well done on the 4th attempt.
The 4th attempt, yes, indeed.
I like that trick. It was more difficult. It wasn't perfectly planned out, as I said before, because of the railguns, the difficulty of getting them in place. But it was pretty well executed. I think there were a couple of mistakes there that resulted in the 4th attempt being the one that succeeded, as opposed to the 1st or 2nd. But overall, I would give it a pretty good grade. I would say it's probably about an 18 for me.
It definitely looked good. Could be executed better, as you said. Could be planned better as well. Maybe, I don't know. It's not the hardest trick possible for this house. That's how I will put it. So from me, I would give them 18.
Okay, I would actually go 1 point lower, because basically the number of attempts, and I know hate will hate me, but you know what you're gonna do.
You'll see all them complaints on forum again.
Can't wait. What's new?
Do we happen to have a new map ready, Torben?
I believe the team Cowgirls is ready. Cowgirls is not ready. Uh-oh.
Okay. So Cowgirls apparently are not responding. That's as far as we know until now. So we will go to the Dutch Flyers, and in case Cowgirls will not respond, then I guess it's the end for them, which is quite unfortunate since I really liked their trick.
And we also had one team not go to the finals, right?
We had 2 teams that didn't get to the finals. I mean, that one team told me that they cannot come, and the other team did not respond to me in PM, so we did not get their Skype IDs. That way we could not communicate with them, which is sad, but not my fault, unfortunately.
Looks like...
Oh, this time I joined in first try. That's amazing.
Nick.
Yes, what?
So, speaking of your fault, it's been a fun couple of days. So, what do you say about the whole judgment process? Do you think we took too much time or too little time to make several sleepless nights to pick the 10 best teams on this planet?
We definitely had several sleepless nights, and if we wouldn't invest as much time as we did, it would be worse. We, in my opinion, could invest even a bit more to cut down, to recheck the videos several times more to really pick out the best. But with the time we had, and trust us, we did not just go, we don't like this team, we will not let them win. We really put a lot of time and effort into judging. All 4 judges really spent a lot of their time to do this. So that's all I can say about it. I'm honestly generally looking on the judging. I'm happy about how the judging went. I think we did a good job. Now some disagree. We cannot do anything about that. Of course, if you do not win, you tend to get a bit angry about that. But it was a tough decision, both all for us. It was tough to get the top teams because there was really a lot of good teams, and it was tough for the teams as well because the competition this year was pretty rough.
Are we all ready?
I am.
Let's wait for the team to get ready. I think they aren't completely ready. At least one more hammer. They wrote wait. Yes, Fabi, I know. So The live stream, if it continues like this, could be long, but I think that now there will be less issues and teams will will be ready earlier and all of that. So I think that the second part, or not the second, well, yeah, from now on the competition should go a bit faster, hopefully.
Okay, so we should all ready.
They are ready. So Fabi, countdown. Go. Okay. They wrote count. Well, we cannot count. Let's see how. Oh, an interesting approach. I like it. Even though the second hammer missed, I do like the trick. And it's pretty fast, in my opinion, to get the second hammer back in place. If the wasp flips, though, he will have to try from the other base, which will take some time.
However,
not too much, though.
You would rather have the wasp drive from the other base than the dictator.
Definitely.
Here's their second attempt.
Okay,
and it
okay.
looks like it's
over?
good.
Maybe over? No. Oh,
And he
oh,
falls
that's
on
bad
back.
luck. That's bad luck.
Well, there's something that we were talking about before, which is a little bit too much power. And
yes,
I think I'm gonna take away a couple points from the final score because it's clear that with this M1 Wasp, they don't need all of this firepower in order to get onto the house.
I agree.
Potentially,
it's actually an M2
it's
Wasp.
M2 actually.
It's M2 Wasp and it's not fully M-mute. But this trick would be possible even with the heavier M3 Wasp. Oh, they did it second attempt. Okay.
He does it on the third attempt.
Oh, third. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Third. I actually write down the attempts in the chat, but I just
Can't read.
no.
Okay, so I would say I was very impressed with the second attempt. Even on the third, I say this is the most daring and the most liked. This gets my personal seal of approval.
I like this trick. I think none of the tricks that we've seen yet are really super original. I think the closest to original that we've seen is the trick done by the team with stanzhang on it. I believe their name is Apollo.
So, Apollo, yeah.
But I will say that this was a nice trick. This is one of the better tricks that we've seen, and they executed it relatively well. They didn't have everything perfect, but for me, I think this deserves an 18.
For me, yeah, I would stick to 18 as well. Oh no, I will give them a 19. I will give them 19.
You're too kind, Nick.
No,
I would actually go 20. I don't know why, but this is the most was the most impactful on the just basically on the flight. Speaking of the flight.
Okay, so now they have the combined score of 85, which puts them in which place? Second? Yes?
I believe so.
By the way, what's with Cowgirls now? Because in case they are not responding, we will just move to the second trick. Okay. So just can we get GTT's team ready? Can we get GTT's team ready, please? And let's just continue with the second trick, because they had plenty of time to. Yes. Oh, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. Apollo is the first team, of course. So we will start with the second trick, which is in map. Damn, I'm bad in with maps. What?
No.
Oh no, novel. Okay.
No.
It's the. Okay. So Fabi will show you the target. By the way, do we have any finish results of the third house? Did we already post that, Fabi? Okay, so which map is winning, if I may ask? It isn't posted yet.
Well, everyone
so-
who's watching the stream, guys, get ready because you're about to have a chance to vote for what the final trick is going to be.
I will post it in a second. Oh, Fabi needs to create a pool first. Okay, no problem.
And meanwhile, we'll recap the first round. So the first of 3 tricks, and the current scoreboard looks like this. German Tanki Tutorials is in the lead with 99 points. In second place, the Dutch Flyers, who you just saw, have 85 points. So about 14 points behind the lead. And then right behind them in third place is German Is My City 63 with 84 points. And then, of course, tied for fourth is Apollo and Russian Power with 76 points. And then the last 2 teams are Fighters with 72 and 63 Flying Parkourists with 67 points. So it's pretty tight right now, and it's anyone can recover, and it's anyone's game.
Of course.
Okay, so I posted the poll in the chat, in the YouTube chat.
I posted the wrong link. Okay, never mind. So yeah, you posted it. Great.
So Nick, you're a professional. Tell me, how do you expect for the second round to go?
First of all, I expect and sure hope that it will go faster than the first one did, with less issues. So that out of the way about parkour, I think that the teams, those that took it a bit too easy in the first round, might go with a bit harder tricks, and those who really struggled might go with a bit easier tricks. That's just my guess, though. We will see. I guess the best teams will always strive for the best. So, yeah, we'll see.
I would say that since Cowgirls are out of the, as far as I understand, I would say that Swift and the whole team, it was a lot of pressure, and I would personally give a shout out to Swift and to the whole club, because I understand it's a lot of pressure, I understand it could be hard, but they were very helpful, not only for this competition, not only for Parkour Survival Challenge. They did a lot backstage to give a lot of support to all of the parkour clubs. And what we're about to do in November and the following year, this is the result of a lot of work, just so everyone in the parkour scene will get support in the future. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Swift.
Okay, that's great. Do we happen to have a map ready? They have a practice map. Okay, let's just join that then instead of creating a new one. Oh, so you forgot the... What does that mean, Fabi? Oh, of course, so you just forgot to include the link in the pool. Okay, so I will send the link to the actual live stream as well, or maybe Sergey, if you could do that.
Just drop me the link in Discord, yes.
I need to find it first. Oh, I closed Skype, so Fabi will need to send it.
Okay, I will post the link in the YouTube chat in a couple of seconds. Don't worry.
So basically there you will be able to see a whole playlist, a complete playlist of all the houses. And so in the pool you now see only the number and the map. There you will be actually able to see which exact house we are trying to go on. So it's a complete playlist. you will be able to see all of the houses there. There should be 24 videos there. 2 of them you cannot pick, obviously, since we picked them already. Oh, okay. We have a map ready.
You don't have what? Who?
Yeah, Fabi, just invite us, Torben, and we will ask them as soon as we join. I mean, they kind of need to be ready. We cannot really wait for them since we don't have much time left. So unfortunately, they do not really have any further time to prepare. Either they do it now or they do not do it. It's been almost 2 hours of the stream already, and I bet that some players are getting a bit bored of it. I hope not. At least those that are really parkour enthusiasts definitely will not leave, I'm sure. Those that are not might have left due to the duration, but nothing we can do about it.
Okay, I'm getting in.
Yes, I do.
I'm in.
Ben, I can invite you as soon as my friends list opens.
I got it.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Nick, so let's do some. You know, the stream is getting a lot longer than expected. That we need some chat interaction. People have some questions for you. Do you have a job?
Oh wait, of course. Let me open it real quick.
No, don't open it. Come on, man. I will tell you the questions.
Okay, okay. Tell me the questions, then I'll answer them.
Okay, so sure. First question, Nick. Do you have a job?
I don't have a job. I'm still going to school. I don't know how that is. Like, we have a different system in Slovenia, I guess, than other countries do. So that's something compared to high school or college right now. But yeah, I'm currently visiting that. I don't have a job yet.
Okay, and I bet a lot of people would like to hear Ben just talk about life.
Yeah, so I think we are ready. If everyone's in the battle, we're ready to see this trick.
Okay, great. So let's continue with that, and we'll go to off-topic questions later.
Yes, feel free to ask me questions in the comments.
Fabi, start with the countdown. Go. Nice. They are using a pretty basic approach, I would call it. Oh, govenier was way too low. He's bugging, it seems. But that was way too low, so they didn't get proper height. They are able to start again really fast, though, so it's not that big of an issue.
I will not be surprised if we see a bunch of tricks just like this.
Yeah.
There are a couple of slight variations, but you're not going to get a ton of points based off creativity. It is a pretty difficult house to get onto.
But this is definitely a bit too basic to get a high score for creativity.
And looks like he just flew right over. That was pretty close, though. That was a solid attempt.
He was close, indeed. He went through the roof.
Yeah, the difficulty with this house especially is that some parts of the roof aren't solid. While
the hitbox of this house is really weird.
Yeah.
If you fall down onto the first floor or however to call that, you can get stuck on certain stages and so on. It's a bit weird.
And it looks like the third attempt is a failure.
Yes. Either emrakul bugged a bit there or something else happened. I'm not totally sure.
I think govenier was a little bit too low. And emrakul maybe had, the mine didn't work so well for him. Okay. That looks like a good attempt, and he flies over.
Too far. Oh, unfortunate. The way they are doing it, that govenier isn't high all the time, but he starts low, and once they come on him, he drives up and gives some extra push, actually.
Yeah,
it's a nice, smart.
Yeah, it's a nice way of doing a trick.
Yeah, I agree. So the fourth attempt didn't go that well.
I will be very unsurprised if we see more tricks like this that maybe have a hammer where govenier is, and then a second hammer on top of him, and the jumper drives over a mine or something like that.
Yes, I agree that that's probably what could happen. Most of the teams, I expect, will start like this from the bridge because it's the easiest.
I'm really hoping to see a creative trick that.
So am I. So am I. But
I'm ready to give a very high score to any team that tries it. But
of course, that 25 score is still available. You just need to deserve it. That's the hard bit.
And of course, the number of attempts doesn't go into our personal grade.
Oh, they made it. Oh. So this is the 5th attempt.
I believe you are correct.
Yes.
That looked very good, actually. That was a very nice landing.
I agree.
Oh,
and I found golds. If only I could join the map with my main account.
I could, but I'm not that rude. Anyway,
well, congratulations
as Ben already said, the number of attempts or the time does not affect our personal score. Our score is only the style, nothing else.
And I thought that was a relatively basic attempt. It wasn't too fancy, but overall, I'd say they executed it pretty well based on the small landing spot. So I'd say it deserves a 17.
Since it's a pretty basic trick in my opinion, I will give them a 16.
Well, and since I'm the popularist guy, I will go populist guy, whatever. I will go with let's say 17.
Do you have like a randomizer open and then you just write Ben's and my score in and pick one of them?
Why not? What? No.
Fabio, why is the total score not working? Or am I wrong? Okay, so we have some problems with the judgment sheet right now, which Fabio will take care of. In the meanwhile,
total score is 67 for the Team Apollo on their second attempt.
Did you just calculate it, or?
Yeah, no, I'm insanely good at math.
Of course.
And
anyway, do we have a second map? So GTT, that is. Okay, invite us. That's... Yeah, take your time. So we can get back to Ben's life. I'm interested. Well.
And here's an invite.
So we aren't getting any of the juicy news?
About my life?
Yes, of course.
I don't know if you, Ben, heard the chat, but people are pretty into Ben.
Really? I'm not actually watching the stream right now, but what are people asking?
They're also asking about the Nick's age, but
oh, my age is fairly confident.
Shut up. It's not about you. It's about Ben.
Sorry. I'll just leave. Do this yourself. I'll leave. I'm sorry.
Could I have a second invite, please?
Okay, I think I got the link.
Nick is between the ages of 4 years old and 5 years old.
Yeah,
so it's fluctuating.
No, Nick is younger than 40 and older than 4. I hope that helps you all.
I remember Ben saying something about being very good with the numbers. Okay, people are actually asking in the chat about the game questions as well, and about the mobile version, which, as discussed on the previous stream of Tanki Online, is gonna probably be in more testing in 2018. Juicy news.
Huh?
Wait, when did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't follow much, and I'm really interested in that.
2018, which is just 2 months away.
That's cool, because, not to be rude, but it was announced pretty long ago, like ages.
Have you ever tried to code a mobile app, Nick?
I have zero knowledge about coding at all.
So
what I can do is
just ask
program.
Fabi how difficult it is, especially when you have.
Okay, so JavaScript is.
Nick, I have a question from the chat for you.
Ask.
A person named Knives is asking, why did he invite you to be the judge?
Ooh, that's a complicated. I think he didn't. Quite honest. Somebody else did.
So it looks like the team is all set up. If we are all in the battle, I think we can get
Do
this.
we allow them to start like this, though? That's the question, because we decided that they should start from the ground.
I agree.
Okay, so I will write them.
And while they will prepare, Ben, question for you. Are you in a relationship?
Hand doesn't count, Ben. Just to make it easier.
Depends who's asking.
Jesus, Nick, come on. Have some common decency, man.
Keep it PG, Nick.
Okay, I apologize for that.
So the team is actually dismantling the towers. So Ben, maybe you will say what they were trying already to do.
Well, it looks to me like it's a pretty simple Magnum tower trick. Although I haven't seen it done with a Viking jumper. It'll be interesting to see how high they get. I believe this was first done in the TFP and FNF Magnum video that we released together. And it looks like the teams are ready to go.
Go. Nice. Yeah, this trick, I do think as well, was first seen in the combined Magnum montage that we did with FNF. I mean, use it. I wasn't in TFP then, if I remember correctly. Or what? No, I don't know. I left for a while and joined back.
I think you were, Nick.
Okay, well, I don't remember parkouring those, so that's fine as well. What did they just do? Overdrive's amazing.
And it looks like they're all set up, and here we go. Skull, who's the jumper, has to drive forward at the right time in order to get the correct placement on top of the house.
They actually already did it during the preparation, so I think they will be able to do it again. They just shouldn't be too stressed out about it.
And here we go. Drives back.
Oh, close, no!
Oh.
That house maybe. Oh, okay, not even that.
And they need to self-destruct quickly, and hopefully they can get that second attempt in pretty soon.
In parkour, it's sometimes like we can't get on this house. Okay, let's just take the other house then. This isn't that case.
Don't reveal our secrets, Nick.
Oh, sorry. Well, as far as I know, you left. Sorry.
No, he didn't.
I'm rather inactive at this point in time. I'm sort of busy with school.
Let's take it as rather inactive then. Okay, so first attempt failed. Was close though.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't be turned, if Skull wouldn't be turned as he was, so on his head, if he would be like 90 degrees, let's say, he would hit the house and land on it.
Looks good.
Yes.
And he's up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done. Second attempt. That looked great. I really like that trick.
So attempts 2. Gives them quite some high score for attempts, actually.
Yeah, that's well done for them.
How will we judge it, though?
And, well, for me, I would say this is the best trick I've seen all day.
I agree.
And pretty easily. So I'm going to have to give them a 22.
I'll give them a 20 because it's still my highest score, and I think it doesn't deserve more than 20, but it's definitely, I like it.
You probably will not believe, but I was going to give them my own score without your considerations, 21.
Oh, wow. Nice.
You're learning, Sergey.
That's great. You know, I don't want to be too judgmental or something, but the live stream I watched about you parkouring, it was
awesome.
your skills.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Amazing, astounding,
Nick,
fantastic.
do you want to lose your job or not?
Oh well,
Let me tell you, that decision was made a couple of days ago. Okay.
Apparently,
Okay, let's
I'm
see.
too rude to be
Do we have
alive.
another map ready?
They are disqualified. Do we have Russian power? I mean, not disqualified. They... Okay, so Germany is my city 63, maybe? Are they ready? Okay, great. So apparently fighters will be on now since other teams have joining key sheets. We want to make it as soon as, like, as quick as possible, though. Do we have the third map ready, though? I mean, did we decide on it already? Because I would really like to announce it to the teams so that they have some preparation time. Canyon. Okay. The greenhouse, if I remember correctly. So Canyon, it's a pretty interesting choice because it's not a house, it's actually a tower, the brown tower, and it has a really small landing area.
Wow, interesting.
It can be done easily though from the hangar since it's quite high, but I expect I will give the most score to the guy starting from lower and with a more creative way.
Well, that map has yet to be picked. We still have a ways to go before it's...
Of course, but for now it's leading with 6% of advantage.
Can I get another invite?
131 votes, that's fine. If I would get $1 for every vote,
you would have $131.
Amazing.
Wow.
Which I could do nothing here since we have heroes. Yay, life is great.
Okay, so I'm waiting for my invite.
I'm in. I can invite Ben, only you didn't accept. Oh, I didn't even send the friend request. How about you send it to yourself, though, maybe? Ever consider that possibility? No, fuck.
Okay, I get a lot of requests from the chat to kick you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Surprising. I mean, that happens a lot, so...
I hope it's not that bad, though.
Do you want the truth or do you want the truth?
Well, you tell me what's better. Both sound tempting, so...
Okay, I'm getting in.
They have an interesting setup. I have a feeling I know what we're going to see.
So tell me, since I'm still loading.
Well, it's definitely quite interesting, that's what I'll say.
Uh-oh, it looks like I.Fight might be lagging at the current...
Nope.
Oh,
no.
he's back.
It's
perfect.
I mean, those twins below, okay.
Okay, I'm in.
I don't like the beginning part. They could have done it without that bridge, just with Morale, and it would look much better, in my opinion. Will Traffic flip? No, okay. He's not as bad as I am. So our broadcaster can't join, apparently? Which is fine, you just won't see anything. We'll do the whole... Just lie about the scores and that's it. That's how we do it anyway. I hope you got my sarcasm there, because...
So we'll do a quick recap of the score. I don't think we said this. The final score that GTT earned was a 92. So they currently are in first place. For both challenges, they earned a 99 on the first challenge, and they've earned a 92 on the second challenge. So they've been doing a really good job.
The third map wasn't decided yet, Torben. We're still waiting for it. So fighters are live. Hi, Felix.
Some people are actually... Okay, are we ready?
I think we are about to.
Okay, go. The Titan wasn't really able to get ready yet, but yeah. Okay. Yes. I agree, Feli. So they are not doing anything. Oh, now they are. Like,
Just over.
yeah, it was
That
pretty
twin-
close. I don't think that Twins does much though, or at all.
I
He didn't
completely
hit
agree. I
even
think he
once.
hit once.
Did he? I don't think he hit even once.
He has the alteration, but I still don't think he's going to really do much to help.
So second try may be more successful. Yes,
And-
yes. No. Oh, close though.
Just off the edge.
Very close.
That was a close attempt, though. I still don't see the twins doing really anything at all. The Magnum is a big help, but once again, as we said before, having that extra helper is sort of a slight it's a slight advantage for them, and it's not so great for their score because I think that twins really isn't necessary. So it kind of takes away from the trick as a whole.
Well, but to be honest, he barely even hits if all, so I don't think it's a smart idea putting him there. Oh, did he make it? No,
Almost.
they're flipped. Almost.
That's
So
close.
that's the third attempt. By the way, for those of you that might not know that, and you might think like, why don't they just shoot themselves off? Because it's much faster than the self-destructing. Well, it's not. Shooting yourself once you're flipped on a house, like on a roof, takes a long time. And trust me, I have experienced like flipped in the middle of a very big roof during mine hunt. You cannot self-destruct because you put mines already, so you like take 10 minutes shooting yourself off a house. They made it? No.
Over.
Oh,
So close.
Is this the fourth attempt? Yeah,
This is a pretty difficult house.
definitely.
As I said, because of the small landing spot. And of course, it's quite a bit higher than most houses as well.
It does give some room for creativity though, since there's a couple of good ramps next to the house. Like, let's take just the bridge for example. It's a perfect spot for a helper like I.Fight right now. So that's what makes it a bit easier, I guess. Will they make it now?
And not
No.
enough height from the
And
mine,
it's
I
too
think,
much
was
to
a
the
little
right.
bit off.
Okay, so they have less than 2 minutes left. Oh, I don't think we mentioned, in case they do not make it in less than 5 minutes, they get a score of 0 from both attempts, judges, all attempts, judges, time, everything. It's basically just a complete 0. And they try it again.
Don't we give them a score based on the creativity of the trick, even though they didn't succeed? So they get no points for time and attempt, but they do get a small consolation score.
Well,
I would say we do.
Okay, let's do it like that then. Okay, you win. Does this count as an attempt? Yeah, it didn't happen. 1 minute left. Maybe now?
And on their 8th attempt,
Okay.
he's up and
No! He shot
Oh.
himself down! Oh, he shot himself down. That's why M-Wasp isn't good. Exactly that. Because it's way too light and you can shoot yourself down from houses very, very quickly.
M1 Wasp and almost M4 Thunder XT.
Yeah, it's like a very, very powerful combination. Okay, 30 seconds left. No pressure, guys. You can do it. No too much to the right.
Too far to the right and over.
Still
I think
got
they'll get a
time.
chance to do one more attempt.
One more maybe, but I doubt.
Good luck, guys.
Fabi, time. 15.
Fabi will count down for us.
Yeah, I'll count down with him. Okay, not really then. 5 seconds left. Okay, they didn't make it, unfortunately. It's over.
Okay, let's
Unfortunately-
wait for the style. Let's wait for the style one more time. It's over.
It's over, yes. We can judge the style though.
Well, here's what I will say. It's essentially the same trick as we saw from the first team from Apollo, with a couple of slight variations. However, they didn't succeed, so I can't give them a very good score. But
I agree.
I think they probably deserve about a 10 at most.
For creativity without succeeding, yeah, I guess 10 is a fair judgment here.
That
Well,
gives them...
and I'm a positive person. I'm not as hard as you, and I believe in good in the world and the people. I will give them 10.
Oh, so you're not as harsh as we are, but you still give the same. Oh, sorry. You had the speech. Okay. Oh, wait. Oops, wrong. Apologize. Do we have a next battle? Either anyone.
So that gives them an overall...
Oh, Russian power is ready, apparently. That's great.
It's always ready.
Oh, we weren't speaking about you, Sergey. Yes.
Okay, I'm getting in.
11. Just leave it like it is, Fab. Just leave it like it is.
So it's actually our first time with the timeout. Surprising, it took so long. Meaning it's very good that it's only the first time, and I still wish the best of luck to the guys in the third final challenge.
Could I have another invite, please?
Well, time can be your biggest enemy quite often.
I think
That's what I
time
would
is the least of teams' worries until it gets down to the last minute or two.
Yes, I agree.
But ideally, they're going to pick tricks where they don't need to worry about time because they'll get it in the first few attempts. And here we see an interesting strategy. As I said...
So it's exactly what you said will happen before.
Yeah, the two-hammer trick, which is not all that creative, and they're going to get a slight deduction for having two jumpers.
Damn, you're so smart, Ben. You can predict the future.
I know. It's almost like I can see the
So
map.
now we had what? We have an M1 wasp and an M4 wasp. Okay.
Well, the M1 wasp is definitely going to fly over.
He might die, quite honestly.
Yeah,
There's
that is
the
also...
mine, and if he heals at or she, I guess it's a she. If she heals at the wrong time, it could go wrong.
Okay, are we
Are
ready?
you all in? Go.
And here's their first attempt. And it's short.
Nope, a bit too short, okay. They will probably just continue with the second one immediately. Oh, using that overdrive? Oh no, actually, okay. Luckily...
And the mine kills
Yes.
the M1 wasp, as you predicted.
It's exactly what I predicted. He put a mine already, and then the alternate one more, and then one was just cannot survive that much damage.
That's especially painful to see because right before we started, we saw them succeed.
Yes.
And what's tough is that they wasted a large amount of their attempt score just on that. Whereas they could have taken a few more seconds and just had the first jumper, and not used that overdrive, and it would have been fine.
I agree. Or just somebody destroyed the mines, which technically wouldn't count as an attempt.
There went Ms.Drakon. And now here's why. I believe this is going to be the 4th attempt. Or no, this is going to be the 5th attempt.
This is the 5th attempt already. So why is doing it for the 3rd time and Ms.Drakon did it twice? Looking good this time? Oh, a bit unlucky.
Oh.
If he, she, it, I will just say he apologizes if I do it wrong.
Don't worry, guys, we're gonna fire him.
Turned around for 100 degrees, it would work. So this is the 6th attempt.
Ms.Drakon on that one was just not lined up correctly. As a result, completely misses. So they're really disregarding their attempt score at this point.
Yes.
And they're already on their 7th attempt.
I agree. By the way, it's like quite irrelevant, but isn't the Drakon without the Miss member of AOP? Am I wrong?
Quite possible.
Huh. So I guess she has a good teacher. Let's put it that way.
And here she goes.
They will
little help from that thunder there. I like that. But still unable to get on.
Too much to the right side.
I hope I didn't curse people saying that it was the first time out.
Well,
let's blame Nick.
Here's why.
Yeah, of course. I get the blame for it. Oh, no!
Oh! Drives over.
That's because he probably had a weird camera angle and didn't see what's... Sometimes when you like drive on the mine, then you just keep pressing the, let's say, if you drive backwards, the backwards button, so that if you land on the edge, you will drive backwards and land perfectly. She, he, it probably did that right now and drove off by mistake.
You know, you can just say they.
And he does it again, just off the back.
This was the 9th attempt, if I'm not wrong.
How much time is left, by the way?
1 minute 45 seconds left. I hope Fab is good at math, otherwise.
And here we go.
Oh, this looks
good.
very good.
And he misses the front.
That was quite unfortunate, actually.
It looks like Y is much more successful as a jumper, as we predicted, Nick, just because of his M3.
Yes. That was a bit wrong if you see when he healed right now. He healed before the mine. Back then it was fine because the heal pact continued going. Right now you need to heal after the mine, otherwise all the helpers will kill you, basically.
And there's 11 attempts now. Here comes the 12th. How much time left?
They will
close.
Very
off
close.
The front edge.
Okay, 45 seconds left. Oh. It's probably quite stressful for them now. You can see that Ms.Drakon isn't even trying it anymore, since Y is more successful and they are really rushing to. It's the healing problem I just addressed. They are really rushing to do it as soon as possible since they are low on time. How much time do we have, Fabi? 10 seconds. So 5. And it's over, unfortunately.
And
they did manage it. They did manage it, but time ran out before that.
I will give them a slight boost in score just because of that. But
I would agree.
Yes,
not because I'm a Russian person.
So, I mean, this is essentially the same situation that fighters were in, with not being able to successfully finish the trick. Of course, they get no score for the time and for the attempt score. They get 0. But I think they're worthy of a 12.
Yeah. Oh, look at the gold ring.
Look at all the golden pumpkins.
Yeah, I actually like this gold visual. I like how it looks like. Let's put it that way. And
Thank
from
you.
me, they get another. Yeah, 12. 12 is fair.
So, and I will, since I'm not as negative as you, I believe in the good of the people, in the good of a man, of a person. I will give them 13.
Ooh.
No, you wouldn't dare.
Do we happen
Watch
to have
me.
a new map, by the way? Well, either the one from the 63 teams or the Dutch Flyers are the ones left.
So Ben, do you think it was wise for them from the beginning, from the first trick, to go with 2 people attempting to jump?
I personally did not like the decision for a couple of reasons. One, because it sort of it's kind of a cop-out, as we said earlier. And 2, because it results in them trying to focus on getting the timing right, or getting fast attempts. And so they're focusing on the time score rather than the attempt score. And at the beginning, in the first few tries, the attempt score is actually more valuable than the time score. So I think it was not a very smart decision on their part. However, perhaps other teams will learn from it. I do think at the end, it's worth it to have 2 jumpers. But the other thing that you have to think about is they weren't really focused because they had so many, they were going so quickly. And so I think that's one of the reasons that they weren't able to get up. They made a few mistakes that really cost them. Could I get a second invite, by the way?
I didn't even get the first one, so
Well,
I feel left out. Six different flying parkourists, okay?
And I'm already in the battle. I see my man Hate, Sockman. And what I wanted to say is I'm not a great parkour person. I'm an amazing parkour person. But from sports and competition in general, I know the rush when you're trying to finish something out. When you're seeing you fail and you begin to speed up and you begin to fail more and more. It happens in games and real sport all the time. It always helps for you to take a very quick breath, stop, look at all of the happenings, and then try once more. Very quick break, and then try again.
Are we all in?
I'm all set.
Okay, Fab is missing.
Looks like a very similar trick to a couple of the previous ones that we've seen.
Yeah,
Hopefully this team will have a little more luck.
One was like almost exactly the same, only that the wasn't M2, but was M1, had Rico instead of Thunder, and Viking instead of a Dictator. Otherwise, it's... Okay, so let's start. Go. It is. Let's see in how many attempts they will manage to do it. Score points won't be that high, though, definitely.
Looks good.
Too
Over.
high. Too far.
Maybe
it would be better to pick an M3 Wasp rather than the M2 one. In my opinion, maybe. I don't know.
Although another fix could potentially be having a Viking instead of a Dictator, because the Dictator provides a little bit more speed and results in more distance, whereas Viking, as we saw in, I believe, the first attempt, in the first trick rather, from Apollo, Team Apollo, the Viking was able to drive up and provide height and not too much distance, and it worked a little better.
That's true. Okay, so the second attempt, I see Hate maybe lagging a bit. Oh, that was unfortunate. A bit too much to the left. Otherwise, they would have... Oh, fuck. Sorry.
You heard nothing.
Of course.
Okay, so here comes the third attempt.
Let's focus on the sport.
And that was not a very good attempt.
That's the legs, I guess. I don't know, at least on my screen it seems like that.
I can say that, you know, when something happens and you make a note to punish someone in your life, I cannot see the screens at all, and it just says Nick.
Okay. Does that make me famous?
Here's the 4th attempt.
Looks better. Oh, Railgun missed actually.
Railgun misses.
And
But
again,
that
too
was
much to
actually
the
really
left.
close.
They are going too much to the left. It's the second attempt where they missed the house by the direction. Okay, they were a bit too low as well, but their direction is a bit wrong. Fabi, that's the most irrelevant thing you could have told us. So am I. What does that change?
I'm
though?
really glad that the audience cannot hear Fabi.
Oh, that's an unfortunate thing for them.
So here comes the 6th attempt. How much time do we have left?
Fabi.
2
minutes
minutes
left.
remaining. Should be a large number of attempts left.
Well, by the speed that they are doing it, I would say around 4, probably.
That would be my guess as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps they'll take a little bit more time and try to get this correct.
It would be better, I guess.
Ooh,
Now
looks
looks
good.
good. Looks good. Yes. No. Oh,
And
flipped.
he lands flipped.
Oh, how unfortunate. It's the second team that landed flipped, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Come on, Hate, you can make it. I know. I'm not biased.
Wait, are you... Sergey.
I love you, Hate. You can make it.
Yes, Hate, we believe in you. Actually, that's one of my members. I shouldn't be making fun. Hi, Hate. Love you. Not actually. So, which attempt is it? 7.
This is, I believe, the 7th.
Yeah. Railgun, a bit late, maybe?
And he flies through the roof.
Oh! Too much to the left again.
Yeah. See, that's what we were talking about before, is there's a little spot, there are a few spots on the roof that look solid, but they aren't. And that was one example of that.
Fabio, how's the time going?
Yeah, 40 seconds.
40 seconds left. Ooh.
Come on.
Here comes number 8.
Oh, I forgot to write it. Okay, never mind. So number 8.
No, not
below.
enough height on that one.
Okay, one more.
Do they have time for one more though? I'm not sure.
Yes, they do.
How-
How many
How much?
seconds? 10. Okay, no. No way. Oh, and Hate blew the mine. Yeah, he was
Hate's
supposed
to lay the mine.
Okay, it's
Damn,
over.
if only it wasn't public and recorded.
So, no, you're not like biased, right? Of course, no.
Okay, so
Anyway.
what are your thoughts?
Well, I'd say this trick also deserves a 10. I mean, there's not really much else to say. The only
agree.
reason that the previous team got a 12, in my book at least, was that they got on at the last second, right after time was up. And this team was not as promising as that one, so I'd say a 10.
I agree. Basic trick, and they failed to make it, so.
I would say basically because of the crushed hopes and dreams, 9.
Oh. Crushed hopes and dreams, nice. Do we happen to have a new map ready? Oh, amazing. Now it's going faster, see? Well, fun. Sounds better than nothing.
I will need a second invite.
I will need the first invite. Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, it's Flyers. The Dutch Flyers, yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Where are Germany's my 60s? I'm in my city, basically max. Okay. That's unfortunate. I know how it feels though. Happened a lot. Yesterday, barely joined the event.
I will be back in 1 moment.
I don't think that's fair, Ben. Oh, okay, so we just got information that Germany's my 60-63 happened to have the third person ready. And also I managed to join the map. It's the first team that's attempting to get on the house from another side, basically. I agree. Wait, let me check which one. Okay, so
this is new.
Yeah, this is definitely new. I like it. The third map, though, is already decided. It's winning by 8 votes, which results in 6%. So Canyon is the third map. So Urban, if you could please announce them in the chat. The third map is Canyon, so the brown tower they have to get on.
Okay, I'll do it, no problem.
Does player need to drive down from I.Legend? I would say so.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Arcus. Oh, it's fine.
Okay, so Ben, we're waiting for your judgment of this new, daring, and quite bold trick.
I see. It looks quite interesting.
Did I... Wait a second. I had to explain it. Okay, so now we can go. Wait, oh!
And he does not flip. Good job.
Was close though.
They have 2 jumpers, it looks like, so
We will see about that. Maybe he makes it in the first... Oh!
Almost.
Very close though. That's nice. I mean, the idea is... Oh.
Uh-oh.
One of their helpers flipped. That's unfortunate.
Liar.
The idea is fairly basic, I guess. I mean, it's nothing that hard. But only because of the fact that they are making it from the other side makes me think that they are, like, having a better trick.
Yeah, I like this trick a little bit more than any of the others one.
So Mr.SkiIIZz as well, second attempt, not enough speed. That's probably due to flyer being too high. So as it looks like, my skills to win is just there to put mines to make the whole thing as fast as possible, while Mr.SkiIIZz is a jumper. So that's a smart way to do it, in my opinion. Let's see how the third attempt will go.
And almost makes it.
Ooh, a bit too
Not
low.
enough height there, though.
So Ben, why did you think they chose this particular way to do it?
Well, I think it's a relatively simple trick. It's not too difficult to do, but it's definitely a lot more creative, a lot more interesting to watch than any of the other tricks that we've seen. And it's also pretty easy to set up again, as they have 2 jumpers and flyer can get into position pretty easily. It does seem to not be going perfectly well for them. Perhaps they're hurrying a little bit too much, but I think it's a nice trick.
In my opinion, they aren't taking enough time to get properly set for the trick. So the jumper doesn't ride perfectly. Oh, they made it?
He's
Wait, oh,
so close.
That was really close.
The one tough part about this trick, if there is anything, is that you don't get very much height. It's there's very little arc on this jump, and as a result, it's hard to land on a small platform like this.
And he approaches it with quite some speed. He ran out of nitro just before the mine, so that's the speeding issue. They are just going without properly setting themselves up.
And here, I believe, is the 6th attempt.
Yes. With 2 minutes to go, as far as I know.
Oof, and he's
Ooh.
killed in the act.
Bad healing timing, I guess.
Yeah, as we said, teams rushing a little bit too much. Teams rushing a little too much results in sort of too many attempts, more attempts than necessary.
Oh, so now the other guy's going. He failed though.
And he gets stuck in the...
This is the part that I talked about before.
So Ben, do you think it's possible for the team to change the strategy on the fly during the trick, seeing it does not work? Maybe they come up with something new right during the challenge.
I think that's too risky. It takes a lot to explain a trick, just in general, and it'll take even a lot more energy to explain a trick in the middle of the time that you're supposed to be completing. And I do think this trick has potential to succeed. I just think they're not pulling it off very well. And I think they might be better suited if they perhaps had someone else giving him a little bit more height and trying to get him some more arc. And so instead of having 2 jumpers, perhaps 1 jumper and maybe another magnum. Well, maybe not a magnum, but another helper, maybe a railgun off the back to help him get a little bit more height. This looks promising, but he's a little bit off.
How much time?
30 seconds. That's 1 attempt, not more. So it's pretty
Come on,
much
Dutch, you're supposed to be flying.
Let's go, Dutch Flyers. Looks good.
No, ooh, too far.
Looks like the dictator has turned a little bit too far off to the side. How much time left?
Okay. Tell me when it's over, please. Okay, so time's over. I will give them a bit of a higher score for judging.
I think this was, while it was nothing close to a very creative trick, it was far more creative than some of the other tricks that we saw that didn't succeed. So I'm going to have to give them a 14. Especially taking into account how much more difficult this trick was than the previous one. This house is very hard to get onto, even with a simple trick, as we saw.
Okay, and Nick?
Oh, sorry, I had a bit of a distraction by my sister.
In addition, they did land upside down. They landed flipped, which obviously it's not what we're looking for, but it's something.
I gave them a 14 as well. I think it's fair because the trick was something else than all the others did, but they did not land.
And I was very creative. I gave them 14 as well.
Wow, you should be a parkourist.
See, I'm all about surprise.
Do we have another map ready? Hey guys, pardon the interruption. We are just we went through a few technical difficulties, but we are right back on track, and we will start out with this this next trick.
Again, the team that we're watching right now is Germany's My City 63. I still don't like the nickname. I mean the name of them. So now they got one more team member. SKILL.NooB is back apparently.
And are we all ready, Fabi?
Go. Okay, Yox is preparing himself again.
lining himself up. If he's not straight, then it'll be difficult for him to get up. Nice
First
trick.
try? Oh!
Almost.
They almost made it. That's cool.
The good thing is, Yox is not flipped, so he can get back there really quickly.
I don't think the mine artwork Yox did though is like good currently because it makes some issues for Oh, I guess. He cannot really move that freely as he could have.
Well, he doesn't really need to, does he?
Well, yeah, I know, but still.
You just don't like his mine art, do you?
No, that's not true. I wouldn't be that rude to...
Oh, looking good. A little bit too
right.
far to the right, though, and not enough height. Perhaps Yox should take a second to line it up a little bit better on his attempt.
I guess.
Okay, guys, so what did I miss?
You didn't miss much.
We are on the 5th attempt of this team, and it's looking good. A little bit to the right still. I don't think Yox is lining up his tank very well. And
no, he tries to do it. He tries to do it as fast as possible, and then this is what happens.
And all his mines are gone now. So.
Oh, that's sad. Let's salt to the wound. Anyway, yeah. Which is this? The 6th attempt? If I'm not wrong, yeah. Again, the lining up was very bad. SKILL.NooB didn't even shoot. Okay, he did, but way too late. And the problem with Yox using Magnum is that he cannot unflip himself.
Yeah. Well, and he can't really see where he's going.
Yep. So... Okay, they are in the 2nd minute. That means they have 3 more left, if I'm correct. Oh, they might make it.
Oh, and
he's so unfortunate. The second time. And again, he cannot unflip.
Let's see. This is, I believe, number 7 or number 8?
Number 7, if I'm not wrong. Look, he isn't lining it up at all. He's just going for it.
Oh, and he gets up flipped.
Again, for the 3rd time. He won't self-destruct, I guess. Oh, he did.
I do have to give him a little bit of credit. I mean, they're getting up. They're getting up flipped, but still.
Yes, of course. Even though we did see this trick before, so... I mean, with an additional twins on the right side.
Slight variation of a previous trick.
Yeah.
But it's essentially the same trick.
Without the...
And that looks good. That looks good.
Oh! Flipped again!
Flipped again and falls off.
He could be on if he wouldn't be flipped.
If he were just a better parkourist, he would be on.
Nah, he's actually...
Love you, Yox.
Oh, we're going back to the blame Yox thing. Oh, I forgot about that.
And this looks like this is the 10th attempt now.
Oh, and SKILL.NooB missed and he went too much to the right.
How much time is left?
How much time is left? What lagged? Okay, so they have 1 more minute. How much time left, Fabi? I think it lagged a bit. Nice answer.
I believe they're taking suggestions from us real time. I think they can hear us.
Yes, one of them definitely has the stream open.
Maybe you should change to Firebird. That might help.
Yeah, Yox. So this is the 11th attempt. Around 30 seconds-ish, right?
Oh, looks good. Not enough height.
40. Oh, plenty of time left.
40 seconds left.
So that's like 1 attempt, not more.
Oh,
of course. Oh, no.
Oh, so close.
Max tried unflipping him
from
below.
The 4th or 5th time?
I think the 5th time. So I guess time is over, right? I love how Yox wrote we are on.
Well, I will give them. They got on. They didn't get on correctly, but they got on.
12 from my side.
Yep, same for me.
And Sergey is on truth, so 11. No, I don't know yet. So actually,
They
only
most
2
certainly
teams
did.
managed to do this.
Yeah, and those 2 teams are Apollo and GTT. And unsurprisingly, they are the 2 teams in the lead. Right now, GTT has a total of 191 points, while Apollo team has 143 points.
Can we move to the last trick, please?
Let's.
If we have
So,
anything ready.
what are the results of the poll?
Canyon won. We already announced.
Canyon won? Okay.
Yes. Well, if anyone is in the map, just start that.
So let's show the clip of the trick so that anyone who's watching.
Okay, should be rolling.
Okay, so the final trick. Let's talk.
As I said before, it's a bit maybe more complicated since the platform to land on is even smaller than the one we currently had. While it's a way lower target. I mean, depends from where you do it. There are several layers from where you can do it, so that's up to the teams to pick where they will do it from and how hard it will be. They can make it really easily and make it basically with, I mean,
So at this point, it seems to me like the teams that are in the lead, such as, well, I don't know if Team Apollo wants to get in first place. If they do, it's going to be tough for them to pass GTT because they're almost 50 points behind. I believe they're 48 points behind GTT, and really GTT, all they need to do is drive onto the platform and they're good to go. I mean,
well, it is still manageable for Apollo to win.
It is. But if GTT play it smart, then it'll be very difficult. Could I have a second invite, please? Because GTT could very easily get a 25-point time score and a 25-point attempt score, and maybe 5 or 10 points from each of us, and that gives them 60.
If they make it, that's pretty much. Well, I don't know if Fabi is already showcasing the map.
Fabi? He has.
Okay, in a second. So, okay, we are in the map. If you can, Fabi, please show it from an angle where the hangar is clearly visible, and so is the tower. Okay, so we can see either from the hangar or the platform next to it. It's like a really small jump to the tower. So basically any team can make this, but if you want some more score from the judges, you will definitely need to do it in another way.
And we must remind everyone that this is the final, the last, and the ultimate trick that will decide the fate of the competition.
So
isn't it, Nick?
Yes, of course. Wait, I'm trying to focus if they are ready or if we're waiting for something else or what.
I do not think they're ready yet. As soon as they're set up, we will go. And it looks like Emrakul. I'm wondering who the jumper will be.
Imra. Or, well, otherwise you wouldn't have.
Stanzhang has Viking Thunder.
Yeah.
Emra could be a helper, and Stans could be the jumper.
Maybe. I don't know.
So for everyone on the stream, let's remind what the team is and say go when they are ready.
So
this is Team Apollo, and it looks like they're almost ready.
wait. They are on each other. Yeah. Of course. Well, they need to start from the ground though, so this doesn't count. As soon as Sensei gets down, Fabi, feel free to start. Go. Okay. Let's see what they will be able to come up with. I don't know what Emrakul's doing there, quite honestly. It looks like he's just in the way of others. He drove away now.
Looks the same to me.
I think... So... The bottom Viking with hammer will probably shoot up, while the Thunder shoots down, and so does the other Thunder, and then the other Thunder just gets up, I guess.
Uh-oh. Looks like their setup did not work very well. They have to reset. And who knows what Emra's doing right now.
He's just doing some solo parkour, I guess, or not even that, driving around the map. Looking fancy in the stream, that's all. So what are they doing?
There you go. Sensei gets on top now.
But it should be stun on him and Sensei on top, I guess.
Perhaps they're just doing a two-person.
Oh, could be, yeah, because it's a bit easier, I guess.
Govenier needs to lean off further than he is.
And Sensei should drive a bit more back.
Govenier needs to lean further back and then drive forward. Nope, still not enough. They did not practice this. That is very apparent.
Sensei is lagging, at least on my screen.
And
yeah,
almost. Yeah, Sensei is definitely lagging.
Okay, so that's some like giant legs I'm seeing. So that was attempt number 1.
Yep, let's see what Stans can do now.
Well, I think he'll just go on good. Emrakul, I think, is trying to get on the side, and then he'll just be like, can someone put me a mine, and he'll get on it. I mean, that's how I imagine it, at least.
I mean, this is wasting a lot of time, but not very much attempt score.
Definitely. If not else, Emra could help with, I don't know, putting mines so they can get on each other easily or something.
So Ben, if you had to do all of this, how would you do it yourself?
If I were to do this specific trick, or if I were to just try to get...
Yes.
So with this trick, I think the keys are pretty simple. You need to be efficient at getting the jumper on top of the guys. Oh, it looks like he might be up. One more shot.
Yes.
And he's up.
Oh, it's pretty much a ramp, but they did it.
He's up. So
yeah, he's up. Second attempt. Works for me.
Second attempt. Not exactly a great trick, but...
I mean...
Well, you know, you got the result. At least you...
Yeah, I mean, he got up. What more can you say?
I'm not going over 10 for that one.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him a 10. You know what? I'm going to give him an 11. I'm going to be nice. I think it's a much more difficult trick than it looks. Because of the way the tournament is set up, you cannot start set up. And based on the time, it's hard to finish the trick quickly.
And I just wanted to explain my ruthless Savage 9 that I don't believe it was very entertaining because we are judging style and how it went down. Even if though it's very difficult, I don't think it deserves a lot. And my PM is open. Please write me everything you think about it.
So can we move on to the next participant? I guess that will be GTT. Okay, great. Yeah, whoever's next will do it like that. We cannot wait for them to get ready. The point of this last thing was to just like for the teams not to get time to prepare, but just like here you have this house to get on or this tower to get on, do it. Get in get creative basically with no time. That was our plan.
Can I have a second invite, please?
Me as well, please.
So Apollo ends with a score of 199. For reference, German Tanki Tutorials, who we're about to see, has a score of 191, and they have one more trick left to do. So unless they somehow manage to get a score less than 8, it looks like they have a good chance of coming in first place.
Well, Apollo will be second, though, I'm pretty sure that. Is everybody in? It looks like...
I mean,
okay,
I can already see some creative threads.
It's definitely way more creative.
They're going for a trick that looks similar to Apollo's first trick. And let's see what happens.
Oh, skull just felt a bit. Happens though. So Adiela is writing 1 sec. I don't know what that's. I guess to get the wasp there, a bit of preparation, but okay, let's allow them that.
Okay. Go for it, Fabi.
Fabi. Go. So let's see. Oh, the second hammer. I like how the second hammer bounces his pellets off the ground and then hits him from there. That's like really
to me
nice.
Like both hammers missed though. It's a very nice trick setup. It looks pretty difficult though.
It definitely is.
However, if this is successful, this is going to be a pretty high score.
I agree to that.
So that was the first attempt. Let's see the second.
They still have plenty of time, and I do believe that they can succeed. They just need to be lucky with the timings.
The question is, if they have, say, a minute left and they still haven't succeeded, should they change their trick, or should they continue trying to do this?
Yeah, I mean...
Skull got really lucky there and stayed in the exact same spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Get back.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but just in my opinion, maybe Adiela shoots a bit too early and pushes him into the tower, while Spy didn't even give him the height that's needed.
I believe both hammers should shoot at almost the same time, with Spy being slightly earlier.
Yeah, I agree, but right now Adiela is shooting way before Spy. So this is the third attempt right now, right?
Oh, that looks good.
Oh, that was very close.
And in that attempt, Spy shot first.
Yeah.
And let's see, this is the 4th attempt now, I believe.
Yes, should be.
Or the 5th. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th. Oh, looks good.
Again, very close.
Oh, just off the side.
The platform is really, really low. That's what.
This is an even smaller platform than the previous trick in novel.
Yeah, and that's what's making it hard for them to do it properly. But they are coming very close, and with that kind of trick, I mean, I must say I wouldn't have come up with a trick like that. No,
Once again, Adiela is shooting too early.
Yeah, I get.
Even with everything that's going on, I would say that I like this very much. I like the gull. I like the bravery.
So do I.
They could have gone for an easy trick.
I mean, they technically have a pretty safe win already. Oh, maybe Twins shot a bit too much. They have a pretty safe win already, so either that's why they decided to go really hard, because they could have gone with the easiest trick ever and they would still have won, I guess. So, I don't know.
How much time is left, Fabi? 2 minutes remaining.
And this is the final challenge. So make sure that whatever tricks comes from you, it's enough for us to give you 25.
Oh, they made it! They made it!
Up on the 7th attempt.
Nice. 7th attempt? Yeah, I think so.
That was a fantastic trick. And I will say this. It looks right now like this team is going to win, and they're very deserving of it. I mean, their 3 tricks have been far and away the best. Perhaps not the first, but the past 2 tricks have been much better than any of the other tricks we've seen.
If they win, they deserve it. That's what. Oh, look at that formation down there. I hope Fab is getting some nice recordings of that.
This trick
score.
For me, this is the trick of the tournament. I mean,
same here.
There's not much more to say.
23 from me, but still very, very good.
And I would say that we have no idea who's going to win in the end. It's a very high intrigue and drama, and we will be on the edge of our seats until the very end. I'm going to give them 24.
Ooh, nice. So do we have a new map? Okay. Try to get whatever team can do it right now and let them do it. I'm gonna make a damn move right now, but oops. Okay.
And if my calculations are correct, which they are, German Tanki Tutorials has confirmed the win. The most points that can be scored by the next team is 125 points, and that team is the Dutch Flyers, and they currently have 127 points. So 127 plus 125 gives you a total of 252, which is lower than 274, the score of the GTT team currently. So, a preliminary congratulations to GTT.
Congratulations.
So what you're saying is they are in the dead stalemate, and we have no idea who's going to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Were you already afraid that we would get a winner too early?
Hey man, my job is to entertain, and at least since you gave up on that part of the competition, I will try to lift it up.
Can I have a second invite? Well, here's the thing. At this point, all the other teams can go for the craziest trick they want and try to entertain us as much as possible. So honestly, I think this is the best time to watch. They don't have to think about strategy anymore. They can do the craziest stuff.
They can go all in, basically.
Exactly. I'd like to get a second invite. And
don't forget, since probably you're probably in theory will not get the keyboards, but still the second, the third place and below have very good prizes. So we expect for you to at least show off the crazy stuff you can come up with.
If you don't mind me asking, so like the best out of all communities will get it, or how does that work?
You do understand you have to ask these questions out of the stream in private.
Sorry, of course.
No, I mean, if you are speaking about the keyboards.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the team that wins. All people on the team that wins get the keyboards.
Okay.
Are we almost ready, Fabi?
So Fabi is in, you are in, everybody. Okay, so wait, we need to wait for the Ox to drive down. Always, I blame it on Yox. There we are again. Okay.
And here we go. This is a long distance trick. It might be pretty difficult.
It looks cool though.
And
Yes.
it's going to be hard for them to get it accurate.
O.Y.T.O, from my guessing, is there to stop him in case he goes too far.
Although
his
the choice
placement
of
is fine.
railgun for that is not exactly the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, like Rico, I guess, would be better.
Rico or Twins would probably be much better.
And also the
Or even
placement.
Smokey.
The placement, I don't think, is the best. He should have been behind him right now, so at the top level.
Well, getting a jump this far to land in the exact spot that you want it to is almost impossible. I will be very impressed if they get this to land. It's not a fancy trick, but it's very difficult to get it to land perfect.
If they do it, I will give them 30.
Okay. That's optimistic, but okay. The issues they are currently having is the both the distance, so sometimes they get, they do get too far, and also the direction. They are not getting centered to the tower. They once went too much to the left and once too much to the right.
Well, third time's the charm, right, Nick?
Well, I hope so.
Here we go. Let's see their third attempt. Looks pretty
looks
good. Not enough height, though.
Oh, Max probably shouldn't have done that right now. He would still be a bit too low, but he shouldn't have done that, in my opinion, at least.
Let's see what they can do in the fourth attempt. I'll be surprised if they make this. It's a valiant effort, but at the end of the day, it's not all that creative. It's just difficult. So they're only really going to get awarded if they make it, and if they don't, then they might not get a.
Look!
That looks good. Oh,
that was very close. And SKILL.NooB fell into the hole.
Well, he is a very skilled noob.
Unfortunately. Well, he's a noob as well, based on his nickname. So.
Actually, I played in an esports tournament with him and won the Acid Paint and the Spectrum MB module.
Also, he was in your I don't know or whatever the team was.
Yep, he's a very good esports player. I'm not so sure about parkour though.
I didn't know.
Oh, looks good.
Oh!
And
Max missed, and he went just a bit too far.
Not missed, then that might have worked.
But maybe it would be even worse if he hit.
Well, perhaps. Who knows?
I mean, a railgun is a pretty strong weapon, so I still think he should change it to something else. And it's
How much time is left, Fabi? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
1.5 minutes. Ooh.
Time flies when Yox is complaining. Oh, looks good. Nope, a little too far to the right.
Yeah, those 2 years I know him really went pretty fast.
Okay, so remember when we said about the most creative tricks that get the most points, stuff like that? Let's change it to the fastest trick that get done.
Well, that's why we have the time score, so it's there to compensate a bit.
So for all of the future participants who are hoping to conquer this building, your job is to get on as fast as possible.
I would rather say just impress the audience. Don't worry about your score, just try to impress the audience. Even if you fail, do a trick that's really impressive. That's it.
I would say for the sake of the stream that has gone on for over 3 hours at this point, it might be helpful.
Okay, well, yeah.
Although I would be interested in seeing a really creative trick if anyone has one of those up their sleeve.
I doubt anyone will have a more creative one than GTT had, honestly.
Me too.
And I would say that it was entertaining to watch all of it, from the beginning till the finish.
That's
Absolutely.
Definitely true.
There were some bumps along the way, but I've really...
Okay, time is over.
Let's move on to the next team.
We need to score them, though. I would stick to 10 as much as for Apollo.
I would agree with that.
Even though Apollo did it and they didn't, but still the trick was a bit more impressive at least.
I think we've been awarding... Apollo got a 10 because that is essentially the lowest that we've been giving.
Yeah, invite.
And they got extra points just for...
Doesn't matter if it's a deathmatch, just invite. Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, it's the Russians, so Russian power.
Please invite me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Russians, time to get lively, time to speak a lot, and speaking of which, don't forget, on Monday, as we promised, 3 additional teams will be added to the consolation prizes. And again, I must say that it's not going to be the teams that were disqualified due to breaking of the game rules, okay? But 3 teams, Monday, watch the forum thread.
Sergey, do you want to translate what they are writing in the chat? I guess not. Oh, you're not even in... Oh, yeah.
In which chat?
I can actually read in Russian a bit, but like really just a bit.
I'm interested to see what their trick is. It looks like a simple ramp, and they'll have 2 jumpers, but it's hard for me to tell.
Also, they are going for the 2 jumpers thing again. Basically what they have been doing for the whole... I can invite you, Fabio, if you need. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay, so what they actually are trying to do, who knows?
I think Nick knows.
By the way, one thing I would like to... all bands, like... I don't know how that's even called. Team players, and I think the leader as well, want to thank you for making the stream so long so that he did not come to the training in time.
What?
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so the team...
You missed your training and everybody's happy now, man. Anyway, the team. Yeah,
Fabi,
they are
you ready?
going for the... Go. So it's only the M1 Wasp that's ready. What's with the M3 Wasp? Oh, wait, what? I'm not quite sure if they are trying to get her on the wall or on the tower. I'm really not sure. Because maybe they are just trying to get the second person on the wall, then that person will put a mine and Y will just drive from the tower. Which is basically
That sounds right.
simplest solution. They could have made just a ramp, though. They are overcomplicating with this. Yes, that's exactly what they are trying to do. Nice. So now Ms.Drakon will put a mine for Y. Y will drive over, shoot backwards, and hopefully not go too far, which could happen really fast. Oh, she's doing it with Knight. Nice. Second
That's
attempt.
25. 25 right here.
Second attempt. Nice.
That was well done. I really like that trick.
Sergey, wrong. You're doing it in the wrong thing. You should do it here. Just saying.
I think the execution was pretty good. That second attempt was a little bit lackluster. Well, getting it on the second attempt was a little bit lackluster since the trick was actually really easy. But the creativity in terms of like coming up with how to do it, I think, kind of nice. Most teams probably only thought of like doing one singular trick, whereas this team sort of did 3 different tricks in order to get this. So
Yeah,
I'd say
that's true. They even included OMP.
It's a 22 for me.
Really? Oh no, I'll definitely want to go that high.
I'm just trying to make it close, Nick.
They did include OMP. They did include a too easy trick, and they did it in the second try, which I shouldn't care about. But
They had OMP. They had
15.
a ramp, and they had a mine jump.
OMP wasn't hard. Ramp was even easier. The mine jump, okay, that was...
But
yeah.
the combination of the three gives it an interesting vibe.
I'll stay at 15.
Okay.
Their score is still high though. It's 97. That's a lot. Anyway, do we have a new map, please? Fighters, the Dutch Flyers, or 65 Tourists. They are the last teams left.
And I would say that basically, since we are given the points for creativity and for style, I would say that going for something that nobody came up with before and succeeding and accomplishing the actual trick is why some of the judges can give you the top score possible.
Dun, dun, dun. We could, Fabi, it's just you. I mean, at least I could. Oh, so because that's bad. You couldn't hear him, so none of the players could. See that? That's pretty bad. I understand how streams work now. Amazing. Took me a while. No, that's a lie. Luckily, nobody heard. They didn't.
Okay, I'm in.
Did anyone join already? I like how they are doing it.
I'm already in, and I see somebody being blown up.
Well, yeah, but like, that's not the point of the trick.
You don't say.
They are doing it with the Firebird. That's a really, really... I'm trying to find a word that is like nice and PG-13 and so on.
Please invite me.
That wasn't what I was searching for.
So my in-depth knowledge of parkour says that Firebird is very helpful in parkour. Why are they using it, Nick?
Firebird is just for the looks of the trick. And it means that if you land flipped, you cannot do anything about it. So it's like, do you remember the last live stream that you just did a couple of days ago?
Maybe?
Yeah, so the Firebird here is as useless as Isidas were there.
Is that some critique you are throwing? Are you talking trash to me at
No.
the end of the stream?
Of course not. Anyway, oh, now they went for the Thunder. Okay. A better decision, in my opinion. It gives them way more chances.
I like this trick. It's similar to the... It's sort of a twist on the creativity of the GTT one.
Can we start, by the way?
Great, but
Let's start.
I think it'll be cool.
Fabi. Oh, and traffic just drove away. That's sad. Okay, whatever. Go with this. So these are fighters.
Looks like the Thunder shot late. The Thunder needs to shoot down in order to get impact. The nice thing about this trick, of course, is that he can get up pretty easily, and he doesn't have to worry about the other hammers because they can all stay in their spot.
Yeah, I agree with that. So they don't take that long to set up the trick. Oh, he went. That was it.
Doesn't seem to be working very well, though.
Well, he just drove too far, so they shot in like the hope that they just might do it because they are lucky enough, I guess. Oh, that's
Why
cool.
would someone lie about Nick like that?
Finally, somebody that isn't like Nick sucks.
Okay, so that was the third.
Wait, so you are trying to say that somebody knows my old nickname?
So here comes the fourth attempt.
Oh, I forgot that. No, they just aren't doing it properly.
Yeah, at this
The
point.
first attempt like as soon as I joined, they were trying it out. That was the best attempt that they had. Like they legit went into the air. They were just a bit short terrain.
Here's the 5th attempt now. Looks pretty good, but
yeah,
too far off to the
That
side.
was nice. That was nice.
I guess they do have plenty of time left, also.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Nice.
I think our request to make it the most creative and interesting trick somehow beat us in the ass.
Why?
Speaking of time, Ben, you are the person who the chat says is the most and the only trustworthy judge of us all.
Ooh. Ooh.
Who's in the chat? I can guess. I'll guess.
That hurts my feelings, though.
Is the person named... Oh, what's his name? Eric? Or is it, is it Stans?
Maybe, maybe.
Eric. Fabi, you're lagging a bit. I hope that the stream isn't lagging either. Or just your microphone isn't getting wrecked properly. Okay, so you lagged. That's cool. Shout out to all of you who know my nickname and can spell it properly, because nobody can.
Ooh, and he almost got up. That was really close.
Which attempt is that? I forgot to count. Ah. Maybe they are right when they say... They are right when they say I'm a bad judge. 1 minute 30 left for them. Hopefully they will be able to do it.
I like this setup, but I don't like the execution they have backing.
Same here. And they are doing it with an M1 fully micro upgraded. So imagine doing that with like an M4. I don't understand when he drives down how, like, he drives down at a bad angle and then he just doesn't get the correct fly, like the correct path.
Yeah.
40 seconds left. Fabi, I guess 20 now, right? Okay. So did I write them? Okay, I don't think they will be able to do it.
Yeah, looks like that might be their last attempt.
Yeah, they wrote GG, so they probably gave up.
Well, I liked the effort, but, well, I did not like the execution. It was lackluster.
I would agree. So
I would say I'll give them a 13 or 14.
I'll give them a 12. A solid 12.
I will continue to surprise.
Okay, you're amazing.
Okay, so we have, what, 3 teams left?
2, actually.
Perfect.
Hopefully, we will end under 4 hours. Are players even?
2 teams left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Let's finish. We promised people to judge fairly, so I'm gonna try.
Are players even still watching?
Some at least.
217. Ooh, you deserve a reward.
217 person who is in the chat. You're absolute heroes, and I envy your power will. So, who are we have left, and who's gonna be the next?
63 flying parkourists, I assume, and then we have the Dutch flyers left. So we're waiting for one of them. The first one that will be available will be the one that will go to, I assume. Yes, Tarban. They are joining, that's good. So we have, okay.
I'm waiting for
63
invite.
flying parkourists.
Got it.
I might need another invite.
Oh, I joined in first try.
Oh, me too.
All of you did.
That's
Okay,
because
Sergey didn't, but...
I mean,
Sergey, I think I understand the mechanic of it. I can explain it to you.
okay, please do.
The reason that we have to get invited twice. We'll do it after this. Right.
First
Yeah,
time...
you're actually right.
Yeah, first time you click spectate, you change the server. Second time you get in if you're lucky enough. Do it a few more times.
So the solution that they came up with for the battle list,
Oh, the
you
fourth
don't need
player
to do it as a
managed
player,
to join.
only as a spectator. Well, I haven't tried, I guess that's why. Okay.
So I think it's going to be another long jump trick, right?
Most likely, I don't know what exactly the Magnums will do or where they will stand. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a long jump with a Firebird, which is something I wouldn't do if I were them. But it's up to them, of course.
Perhaps they're trying to get a very high score.
Of course. Okay, Fabi, count down. Nice. Oh, the mine didn't work. Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Here they go. I think the
From behind?
Magnums will
Won't shoot at all.
That was impressive.
Pretty close, actually.
So what are the Magnums?
They put mines to each other and then
they
realized
were both on the same team.
they are in the same team and they wanted to put mines for each other. Well, that's amazing. Okay, so I'll definitely make fun of Hoyt because of that.
Don't you dare.
Oh no, Hoyt and me are good friends, don't worry.
You better.
Maybe,
Ooh.
no. Close.
Oh,
though.
so close.
Close. Technically, yes, Fabi. If they would manage to land between the top roof and like the small fence, I don't know if it's even possible, but if you manage to land there like sideways, I guess that counts. The Firebird does look good though.
I would say it deserves already some points for style.
I agree.
Well, technically, yes. I don't know.
That was as a joke, I believe, because
Yeah.
did we actually put that in?
No, they actually did land. Yeah, Tormund, they did land in 60 seconds, actually.
Okay, so Russians landed on the second attempt. They were very creative and professional, and it has nothing to do with me being from the motherland, okay?
I love how you name it the motherland. A true Slav never disrespects his motherland. What are they doing right now, if I may ask? And how much time do they have left anyway? So Spirit just went up to jump down. I don't get that logic, but okay. Oh, Benny missed.
But no cigar.
Did Benny miss? I think he missed. Intellect, I'm sorry.
You were talking to me?
No.
I know, I'm joking. How much time is left now?
1.5 minutes left.
They may have given up at this point.
Probably.
They're changing up. Yep, they're flipping each other. I think we can call it quits. No, they haven't given up.
It's so they're making fun and telling us that they didn't finish. But kinda wrong.
Okay, B for effort. So,
I'm giving them a 10.
Yeah, 10 for me as well. I went we need to make them sure here, otherwise the score won't show up. That's what Fabi told me at least. So the last team. Finally. Come on, the stream is fun, at least for me. A bit of food wouldn't hurt. Yes, Fabi, you will have hot dogs. You said that 1 hour ago.
he continues to say it for like 3 hours. I'm gonna have some hot dogs.
And I bet he doesn't have any hot dogs. All he has is cookies, like always.
So guys, anytime we delay or we're not talking, it's because Fabi's saying, I want hot dogs. I want hot dogs. So, yeah. Blame Fabi.
That's absolutely true. I can vouch for it as an official English community manager.
You deserve hot dogs? He's like, at least I deserve it. What hot dogs? So Flyer, I.Legend, my skills to win are already in. One of them apparently left. I'll ask if they are ready.
I need.
I see they maybe are trying to repeat somebody else's trick.
Yeah, the one from the Russians, I guess, since it's honestly the easiest. Even I told them how to do it pretty much. I mean, you know what? I would do it from the ramp on the others, even though I wouldn't land like ever, but I would do it just for the logs.
Don't they have to start from below, as we said?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Ben is really need to go.
Unfortunately, I have some commitments, and I didn't realize that this would take so long. So I need to head out a little early. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.
Okay, bye.
And it's gonna be more than 5 minutes, Fabi.
Okay, Ben. Thank you. Okay, Fabian is trying to speak over me, that's why I'm breaking up. Ben, thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate very much for you sticking for so long. And people love you, people like you, same as the judges. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Goodbye, Ben. Okay, so we can start right now, Fabi, if you start counting down. Okay, go. Let's see how fast they will be able to make it. Yeah, they are the Dutch Flyers. That's probably why they are talking Dutch.
You're so bright.
You realize that early.
I'm talking about Unique.
What? About me? Oh, yeah, blame it on me again. Of course. I'm used to it. That's fine. They are pretty quick, though.
That's definitely bonus points for me.
They will put... Wait, what are they?
See, it's not that especially easy when you talk about the Russians getting somehow good score.
Well, yeah, I agree to that. I still don't think it was worth that much. But okay, it's fine. Let's see how fast they will be able to. So now, my skills to win and I.Legend are ready. Basically, if Mr.SkiIIZz wouldn't be writing in chat, he could just drive on each of them, jump on the tower, and that would be it. Flyers there only to put him mines. So what they are doing differently from the Russian team is having a Viking instead of a Wasp. I don't know exactly why they decided to do so. Maybe they thought they will get higher points for that, which I guess is true to a certain stage, but we'll see. This is their second trial.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
okay. Still, they managed to get there. One, if they.
Wait,
if
no,
don't
they all
fit.
jumped down. They all jumped down. What are they? They're doing a tower? Am I saying that correctly? I guess so. Yeah, they are the only team that shows their strategy, which is kind of expected. I didn't expect any team to change strategy, really, unless they would have 2 tricks prepared and be like, if this doesn't work, we'll just go to the other one. Because making one up as you go is hard. If you have them prepared, it's a bit easier, but still.
I would say definitely smart.
Well, yes, they at least try to make it no matter what. And I guess they will. We'll see right now. If anybody's interested, this is kind of how we are making mine hunts. Just like make towers of tanks and then drive on houses.
Almost.
No,
And
he will make it. He will make it. He's high enough.
okay.
So that is the third attempt for the Dutch Flyers.
Wait, with the winners.
We need to have score first.
Yeah, we need to have scores first.
10.
10? So
10.
low?
I don't go over 10. That's what I gave to Apollo, so that's why
I would still say that for having for changing the strategy on the fly, for executing it, and for continuing to do, regardless of how the streamline went, I would give them 13.
Okay. So I don't know, one of the other guys that are here pick Ben's score, I guess. So that we at least have something.
Okay, Fabian. Yeah, Fabian, tell us of the
Fabian.
stream. What do you think?
Okay, so we are waiting for Fabian right now.
And Fabian gives 20.
Okay, I hope I'm. Wait a second.
I don't think that's Fabiano that I see right there.
No.
So, sir.
Just
Who the hell is that? But let me enter a score. So I would say the first one was more interesting. The second one was very easy. So I would give them a 9.
okay. So together that brings them to 52, and the combined score of them is 179. So I guess we could get like a sheet where we can see how they are by places, or is that impossible?
Okay,
if you don't do bad things with the output sheet, you can see it. But the first place is with 274 GTT, so German Tanki tutorial. The second place is with 210. Actually, I have to scroll.
210.
Okay, so Fabian, Fabian is gonna read to us of the stream what's going on, and Nick will read.
I think that Fabian can actually is on the stream because
I'm actually on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely not awkward for everything last 5 minutes.
But anyway, GTT, so German Tanki Tutorials, won by 274 points. I mean, that's how much they had altogether. Russian Power was second 210 points. Third were Apollo, Team Apollo, so that's 199 points. Fourth, the Dutch Flyers. The Dutch Flyers with 179 points, and then they're pretty equal.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining, for doing your best, and for winning those who have won. And we will publish all of the results in the official forum thread for the contest. And I would like to thank all of our very resilient, very strong crew, including Fabian, including Torben, maybe Nick, especially Ben. And for especially everyone on the stream who watched all of the 3 hours of this
almost 4
masterpiece, almost 4 hours of this perfect, precise, on point, short and concise results of the finals of the Masters of Parkour 2017. Thank you so much for joining.
I think the editor that will create a highlights video will have fun to download a 4-hour video clip.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So thank you all for watching. The results are going to be on the forum, and now we all wave at the cameras that nobody sees and say goodbye.